Well, well, well. Man, it is Saturday, but it seems like a Friday because the Dallas Cowboys are still doing what they have to do today. Cowboys again, I believe this is the fourth padded practice, and they are putting in work. They are battling back and forth offensively and defensively. We're seeing some things that we didn't see from the defense last year, and nevertheless, we are seeing the resiliency of the Dallas Cowboys offense. And so, of course, before these practices, we're going to listen to another Brian Schottenheimer interview. And Brian Schottenheimer is saying that there is a reason for Cowboys fans to be excited. Also, George Pickens, cool, calm, and collected. George Pickens is also talking today at the podium. And I'm always interested in what George Pickens has to say. All of that and more next on Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk Cowboy fans. Let's go. What is going on this Saturday afternoon? The Dallas Cowboys got busy and had practice today, in case y'all didn't know. And so, just like I always do, I have all of the latest plays for you today from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, that and more. I promise you will not be bored. Welcome, Cowboys fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great things coming up on this channel this season. Oh yeah, let's talk facts. Oh, we got a great show today, Cowboys fans. We have an absolutely great show today. Brian Schottenheimer, per his usual, was at the podium. He gave his 20 to 21 minute press conference. But then George Pickens took the podium. And George Pickens starts talking about how great it is to be a Dallas Cowboy. Then we're going to listen to a little bit of an injury update. Schotty's going to kind of give us that update during his presser, but I want to kind of go back and look at it a little bit more in detail. Had some good news on the injury front today. Then we're going to circle the block and go back and listen to Will McClay, because I believe that Will McClay is going to give Cowboys Nation some insight on kind of what the Cowboys are looking for as it applies to a player. Then, man, there's a Maxx Crosby update out there, and I want to talk about this thing that happened between Maxx Crosby and his name slips me by, but you know who I'm talking about. Maxx Crosby and the quarterback over there for the Raiders. And you know, there is a fever pitch right now of people talking about they want Maxx Crosby in Dallas. Well, I want to visit this thing with Crosby, and I want to see what y'all think about it. Then I left this off, and I forgot to get to this yesterday. But we have an update on the top 100 players in the NFL, and there are two players that made it into the 30s. We mentioned George Pickens being at 36, but I want to give a little bit more conversation to where Dak Prescott is on the list. And I also want to talk about how Dak Prescott and Drew Brees look eerily similar, and what I told you about Dak Prescott, I believe, is going to come true. Then we are going to watch the plays of the day once again. I can't even remember where we are with the training camp right now. I believe we're at either day 9 training camp or day number 7 or 8. I can't even remember. I'm gonna call it day 9. I went back and tried to count, so I'm gonna call it day 9. So we're gonna get day 9 of the plays of the day. So that's gonna be the show for today. Y'all get ready for a great time. Yeah, thank you, Quinn. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins stepping by. Appreciate you. We gonna have a great show for today, man. Buckle in, buckle up. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, let's get this roll call in, Cowboys Nation. Good to see all of y'all today. As y'all come in, please hit that like button, share, subscribe. We are quickly approaching 25K. Let's get that 25K. Hope to hit 40K by the end of 2026. So let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's get that roll call. Y'all hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's see who's in the chat. Jacob Jackson. Jackson's in the chat. Jacob Jackson. We got Spoonie Dog in the chat. Blaine, Big Moss Dog, what's going on? Katharina Kiss, good to see you. Where you been, on vacation? What's going on? What is going on? As usual, good to see you. Dolores Ennis, Chuck Dunaway. What up, Chuck Dunaway? What is going on? Blaine, I'm ready for the season to start too. Everett, what is going on? Good to see you. Cowboy Rob in the building. It is Jabril Quinn. What up, Quinn? Good to see you. Frank Lawrence, my brother, what's going on? Good to see you. The Queen, what's going on, Queen? Hail Mary, good to see you. Oddball JC, what's going on, Oddball JC? Thomas Gold Ring, a.k.a. Gold Rain, what's going on, Gold Rain Jr.? Good to see you. Ronan the Voice is in the building. What up, Ronan? Ruby Sweet, what up, Ruby Sweet? Good to see you. Good to see you today. Chanel, the neighborhood statistician. What is going on, Chanel? Best chat on YouTube, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ice Cold in the building, always cold, even on a hot day. What's up, Ice Cold? Timmy Terry is in the building. He says, happy Saturday. Wayne Bowden, good to see you. Hope all is well. John Henry said, let's go, Cowboys. Jeremy Betts, my man, what up? What up, Jeremy Betts? Keith George, what's going on? Good to see you. Azteca in the building. What's going on, Aztec Aguilar? Good to see you. Hold on. He said, okay, Cowboy Rob, I'm gonna come back to that. I did not see that, but I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of it. Appreciate that update. We'll make that as breaking news if we can. Poobie D in the building. Poobie D, what's up? You at work today? What's going on, Poobie D? Mr. Get Dirty. What's going on? Good to see you. Hey, don't worry, Poopy D. We're going to catch you up today, man. We got another great show. What up, Bentley Blue? What's going on? You drive a Bentley? What's going on with your Bentley Blue? Derek Rose, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, y'all give yourselves a hand. Let's chat on YouTube. What's going on, Doug Dillner? Thoughts on Purdy? Hey, man, Purdy's pretty good. But I think he's going to need a pretty good cast around him. I don't know. Doug, I'm telling you, man, I'm wondering about the 49ers, bro. I'm really wondering about the 49ers. I think they're on the decline right now. They have lost players. But, man, this can't be true. I'm going to wait and see if this shakes down a little bit more, Doug Dillner. But there is something crazy out there going around talking about the 49ers extended Brandon Ayuk. Man, ain't no way. Ain't no way, man. I ain't buying this. I am not buying that story until I see somebody else validate it. But they are out here talking about that the 49ers have extended Brandon Ayuk with all the craziness going on. Man, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it, but I'll believe it when I see it. All right, so let's roll on over here to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference. I want to roll through that real fast today. It's about 21 minutes. So we're going to try to roll through that as quickly as possible. We'll just kind of hit some highlights on whatever he has to say. What's going on, Finis Wickware? What's going on? Good to see you. All right, Glenn Harrison, what's going on? All right, we're going to go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling today with Brian Schottenheimer. And Brian Schottenheimer says there's a reason to be excited. Doug, you think the 49ers extended Brandon Ayuk? Man, I'm telling you, if they extended Brandon Ayuk, they deserve everything they get. If there's any kind of problems with Brandon Ayuk, because he been out here tripping like he owns something, man. He has been tripping like he owns something. So, hey, they get whatever they deserve, Doug, if they extended him. What's up, Mose Logan? What up, Texas boy? He said the Eagles are going to get swept this year. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I think the Cowboys may sweep the entire NFC East this year. Yeah, Blaine said it ain't true, man. I'm telling you, ain't no way. But I'm going to wait and see if it comes down the line in the next couple of days. All right, man.
Yes! Here we go.
Let's check out Brian Schottenheimer.
Calvin. Good morning.
Morning.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Can you do an update real quick?
Sure.
If Barham can go today or not?
Yeah, Jalen Thompson will be working back into practice. Zion still on track. A little bit of time still. Jay-Sean Barham's got a groin, will not practice today. Nothing serious. Bullard will not practice today, got a groin. Devin Moore will not practice, has a groin. And then Malik Hooker is excused for a personal matter.
Man, a lot of groin injuries with the Cowboys, man. What's going on with that? Maybe, and I don't know, maybe it is to, having these tough practices with all the pads and the hitting and things of that nature. So, these guys are just starting to, the first training camp should have started getting them in shape. And I guess this training camp is getting them in shape. So, quite a few growing issues out there. Not really concerned just yet, but I am happy that Jalen Thompson was back on the field today. Jalen Thompson was back on the field. So, not really bad news. Not bad news, but, a little bit concerned with all these growing injuries.
I guess today's practice will be kind of...
Hold on, let me see something. My man Doomsday is in the chat. What up, Doomsday? Doomsday said, gee, you think this offense will score a lot of points? And can we get an average defense? We'll win a lot of games. Man, let me tell you something, Doomsday. Because of who this offense is practicing against, I think they're going to be better than next year. Better than last year. I will not be surprised if Brian Schottenheimer and the Cowboys have the #1 offense in the league. I will not be surprised. Even with some of the defenses that we're facing, Christian Parker is getting us ready for the varied defenses we'll be facing. I think we're going to put up a bunch of points. I think we're going to beat a lot of teams. I think we're going to outscore a lot of teams. Just get ready. I think the defense will probably be a little bit better than average. And by the end of the season, if they can stay healthy, I think they're going to be on fire.
Broadcast everywhere. How do you kind of manage things like that, getting your work done, and also being aware that one of your opponents might be able to watch?
Yeah, you know me. I think at the end of the day, I don't worry about that stuff too much. Calvin, I mean, we all have each other's playbooks. We all know, what we run. We have videos going back decades that we can pull up. It's not like they're showing it like from a game standpoint. The camera's on, it's moving. Are there things you can get? Yeah, but we get the same thing. So that doesn't bother me.
Have you always been that way? I don't know, like in Seattle, New York, you were like...
Okay, then let me tell you why this question has come up. So Christian Parker, remember the story I told y'all yesterday about Christian Parker? Christian Parker didn't like the fact that some of the Dallas Cowboys media members are posting plays online. So Christian Parker kind of spoke out somewhat about that. And Christian Parker said something that I thought was kind of strange, because I think that Brian Schottenheimer, and I even mentioned this yesterday, and Brian Schottenheimer is kind of hitting on the same thing here. So Christian Parker is saying that he doesn't like the fact that so many of the Cowboys' plays are being put on social media. And then he even tells a story of how he looked at some of the stuff on social media in the past, and he was able to, I guess, maybe get some pointers on what the Cowboys were going to do from social media posts. I'm not sure if he was talking about the Cowboys, but I think it might have been the Cowboys he was saying that he got this from. He said that he was able to get some pointers from the things that were being put on social media. Well, Brian Schottenheimer just made a perfect point. It's not like, and did I not mention this the other day? It's not like you're getting you remember when they told the press that they couldn't record the plays, and and some of them moved up to the stands and kept recording plays? Well, that's more dangerous than letting the media be on the sideline, because really from the sideline, you really can't get a lot of the details on what's going on plays. But if they're sitting in the stands, it's almost like having an overhead view, and you can get the plans or see what a team is doing. So they're not doing it like that. But Brian also makes another great point. I don't think people understand the level of access that teams have to other teams. Schotty is right. They all get access to one another. Absolutely. You really can't stop other teams from getting access. Where the NFL starts tripping is when you start looking at the signals. They don't want you getting the signals that the coaches are using and things of that nature. Now, that's where they get upset. But as far as the plays go, Schotty is right. Man, everybody pretty much has your plays. They pretty much have your plays. They don't have your signals, but they pretty much have your plays. And so Christian Parker was saying, he didn't like the media filming those plays. And so Jerry's like, no, we've been doing this for years. And it's not just Jerry that's been doing this for years. You can go all across social media. The Rams, the 49ers, the Browns, the Eagles. I mean, I've been watching clips from everybody. Arizona, everybody's putting their plays online. And I don't really think that is the kind of advantage that maybe Christian Parker. Don't get me wrong, I can understand what he was saying. But at the same time, Christian Parker, welcome to Dallas. Hey, bro, welcome to Dallas. We do things a lot more public over here. A lot more public over here. So this is why Brian Schottenheimer, this is why Calvin Watkins is asking Schotty about, how do you manage people seeing your plays and stuff like that?
I don't think I'm sure it was different there.
Yeah, the answer is no. I've not always been that way. I think, my dad was definitely absolutely not. I think it's more as I've gotten older and been around it and understanding. And, look, we like eyes on us with the Cowboys. It's a good thing. We're proud of our brand, and it doesn't bother me. Hell, everybody's on Hard Knocks now anyway, so at some point or another.
See, and this is what I like about Schotty. Schotty does nothing to rock the boat. Schotty does nothing to rock the boat. Schotty knows what this is. This is how the Cowboys have always done things. This is how Jerry likes to do things. As he said, we like the eyes on the Cowboys. This is what I love about Brian. Brian is saying something. Man, I'm not trying to come in here and change anything as far as that stuff goes. Because in the grand scheme of things, whenever you're trying to make sweeping changes in any type of organization, you got to pick your battles wisely. You have to pick your battles wisely. And when you pick your battles, don't put your battles, and I hope that Brian talks to Christian Parker about this. Don't put your battles out there in the court of public opinion, especially in Dallas. Don't put your battles out there in the court of public opinion. There are just certain things that happen here. There's no point in trying to go against the grain. There's no point in trying to fight those things. Those things happen in Dallas. The press gets access in Dallas. The media gets to film plays in Dallas, post those things on X. Content creators take those clips from X and they post those things on YouTube, Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, whatever the case may be, because those are the types of things that have helped the Cowboys be who they are. Those are the things that have helped. So, this is the thing that I've continued to appreciate about Brian Schottenheimer. He doesn't kick against the pricks. He doesn't kick against the grain. He knows what this is. And the way that Brian has gotten the trust of Jerry is he lets Jerry do what Jerry does, but Jerry is also letting him do what he does, and there's a great balance here. So, I understand Christian Parker, you're not used to, maybe Christian Parker's not used to this kind of coverage. But this kind of coverage is different over here in Dallas, man. It's different. So no point in fighting in the court of public opinion, because we got people out there The moment you start saying these things, they run with it. They run with it, and sometimes they even get other Cowboy fans all riled up because Christian Parker is fighting against Jerry. We don't even want that kind of stuff out there. We've had enough of that stuff in the past.
Todd Archer with ESPN, since he already took Clarence's injury questions.
He did.
And let me read a couple of comments because Twizzle makes a good comment, but I'm gonna tell you how this is different. Because no, Schotty has always been on this type of time. Schotty has always been on this type of time about he knows what this is in Dallas. Let me read a couple of comments. Robert Dudley, happy birthday. Are you the one that said happy birthday to? Happy birthday, Robert Dudley. Jeremy Bett said why they don't want them up close, G, is they don't want exposed where and how they're trying to line certain guys up and moving them to on the defense, whether we feel that is important, like where, okay, give me a little bit more clarity on that. But again, this has been going on for a long time. It's not that big of a deal. Davion Wallace says CP just being a coach, you don't want nothing out there before week 1. And again, the angles that they're filming from, I don't know. I'm not going to doubt CP if he said he got something, but I'll tell you this, it didn't do him any good last year with the Cowboys. It didn't do him any good, whatever he got on the Cowboys. I mean, Dak Prescott sliced and diced that Philadelphia Eagles defense. As a matter of fact, again, statistically, Dak Prescott was the quarterback that performed the best against the Eagles. I think he was either top 2 or top 3. But Dak Prescott, I don't care what they got from the Cowboys last year, Dak Prescott sliced and diced on Christian Parker and Vic Fangio. He absolutely did. So there's just not a lot you can get out of that. Yeah, Cowboy Rob, I agree. It's CP's first DC job. I think he's just overthinking it. He'll figure it out as he goes. Yeah, I think he's overthinking it too. Everybody does this. Everybody's been doing it. It's not a lot that you're showing. Richmond said the Eagles don't show much unless it's open to the public. Well, when you're open to the public, you're showing things. So, again, it doesn't matter what he showed and what they didn't show, Rich Man, because Dak Prescott sliced up the Philadelphia Eagles last year. So, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And Twizzle says Schotty wasn't saying that last year when it was his first year. He didn't want to show anything. But let's be clear on what Schotty said last year, Twizzle, because I appreciate what you're saying. Let's be clear. Schotty wasn't on that type of time like I don't want people to see anything. Let's make it clear what Schotty said. Schotty said we have an amazing opportunity. I'm a first-year OC in Dallas. Everybody's wondering what I'm going to be doing. Am I going to be run heavy like I was with the Seahawks in my first year, or am I or run heavy when I was with the Jets, or am I going to be let Russ cook like I was with the Seahawks? He said we have an amazing opportunity here. Nobody has seen what we are. So we're going to be real vanilla because we have an opportunity to catch people off guard because they will not have seen what we do. So that's what Schotty said. Now let's skip to the day and why what he's saying makes sense. Okay, how much can Schotty change up what he did last year? Yeah, how much can he change it up? He can add some nuances. He can add some wrinkles. But if you pay attention, Schotty made another point yesterday that I think is very interesting. Somebody asked, I think it was Clarence Hill, he said, Schotty, when is Ty Smith lining up at left guard? What did Schotty say? When y'all are not looking. The Cowboys have plenty of closed practices to where the media is not allowed to film anything. So all that secret stuff, whatever it is, those types of things, you work those things on those days. And that's why even when you think about the Christian Parker defense, I have heard multiple players say the same thing about Christian Parker's defense. I heard Quentin Williams say it. I've heard P.J. Locke say it. I think I heard Kenny Clark say it. What have they all said about the Christian Parker defense? It's similar to the defenses that other teams are running. Yeah. Vic Fangio, Denver Broncos. I mean, it's similar to what they are running. There may be some nuances in there. But I got a strange feeling. I'm going to go out on a limb here. From the clips that we are being shown, up close clips, how much detail can you really get from those clips? Now, Christian Parker may be a mastermind and maybe he pulled it off. But from everything that I've seen, I don't think they're really showing hardly anything other than just, I'm not saying it's vanilla, but it doesn't really look like they're showing a lot of things that we really hadn't seen. Really, that's why Brian is saying what he's saying. Because I don't think people understand how much access these teams actually get to each other's film. They get a lot of access. Absolutely, they get a lot of access. Y'all would be shocked at how much access they get to each other's film, whatever you want to call it. Man, they got all kinds of access. So I understand what Christian Parker is. I think somebody made the point earlier. First year's a DC. I understand. First year's a DC. But guess what? Bro, we've been doing this for years, and I don't think it's... I've heard nobody other than Christian Parker say, I watched some clips from Nick Harris and got some pointers on the Cowboys, and that's how we beat them. I hadn't seen that from anybody. And again, we've had plenty of closed practices. You can run a lot of that stuff that nobody... You can run that stuff you don't want anybody to see on the closed practices, bottom line. So, again, don't fight. I hope Brian goes and talks to Christian Parker about this. Don't fight out in the court of public opinion. Because we have a media, we have content creators, they run with this stuff. And with as little drama to no drama that is coming out of Dallas, people will try to turn an anthill into a mountain. Yes, sir, Robert Dudley, glad you're here, my brother. Appreciate you being rocking with me from the beginning. Glad you're here. Doomsday said, yeah, G, you're right. We are the Dallas Cowboys. I expect the Cowboys to play a pretty vanilla preseason as far as defense and offensive plays. I don't expect them to show much. Yeah, I mean, what we are going to be looking at for the most part, what we're looking at is just, do the guys have the system down? And it looks like they have the system down. So, we're going to see even more next week. Tuesday is D-Day. Tuesday is absolute D-Day. So we'll see what happens then. But, yeah, I get what they're saying. V. Ron Cooper said, gee, this is a put-up or shut-up season for the Cowboys. I think it's going to be put up. I don't think it's just this season, Ron Cooper. I think we're watching a progression. I think we're watching a progression. If the Cowboys can sneak up on some people this year, they'll be unstoppable next year. James said, I agree, keeping everything close to his chest. This is not his first install, CP, that is. Yeah, I get what he's trying to say, but, yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of it because, again, this is just who we are, and we just got to live in this world. This is the Dallas Cowboys.
The second one.
Yep.
Deron Bland, does it look like he's moving better than he has?
I think he feels good. I think he really does. I definitely think he's playing with the confidence that he had a couple years ago. I think, he's really taken to the fundamentals and the scheme, but just really the way Derek Ansley and those guys are coaching him. You see him flashing with the quick decisions and the quick breaks and the PBUs. But I really like watching him too with the crack replaces, coming up and filling on runs and things like that. So, but I think Deron looks great.
Yeah, Deron Bland looks pretty good this year. JCT said, I'm here. Josh Allen media thing is insane. Bill Barnwell just said Josh has been the best quarterback of the decade. G, you called it. People are making him the face. They have been wanting Josh Allen. And I do not understand, why does this league want to make Josh Allen? They want to make Josh Allen. They want to make Justin Herbert the face of the league. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. If there is anybody that should probably be the face of the league at this point in time, it's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. And I'll be honest with you, and I don't want this to sound the wrong way. I would make Jalen Hurts the face of the league before I made Justin Herbert. What in the heck has Justin Herbert done? Justin Herbert has had some defenses almost as good as what almost as good as what Hurts had. He's almost had some defense. Excuse me, I dropped something. Something out of pocket. Sorry about that. But I would make Jalen Hurts the face of the league before I would make Justin Herbert. But don't you worry. If Dak Prescott does what we think Dak Prescott is about to do, Dak Prescott is going to be the face of this league, and there's going to be nothing nobody can do about it. I'm telling you now. Dak's going to be the face of this league before it's all said and done. Queen said, gee, Schotty did that last year, didn't want to show much, didn't do any good. Yeah. And again, Queen, think about what Schotty said. Schotty wanted to be vanilla, but he wasn't talking about no video cameras, no cell phone recordings. Christian Parker was talking about no recording. That's what Christian Parker was talking about. And so that's the world that we in. That is absolutely the world that we in. And again, Dallas is not the only team that does this. But I did say myself, I'm not going to be a hypocrite on this. I really think the Cowboys, as much as I liked the content, I really think the Cowboys should maybe go to maybe 2 days a week with the media being able to record. I think 2 days a week is plenty. I think it's absolutely plenty, but hey, you know what? I don't make the rules. This is the world we live in, so I'm going to live in it. I'm going to live in it. I'm going to live in that world. It is what it is. Jerry has a very good relationship with the media. He does it for the media. What's up, Brandy? Good to see you. Cowboy Rob said Caleb Williams better than Herbert and Hurts. Okay, I can agree with you there. I need to see a little bit more, a little bit more consistency, but yeah, I can see what you're saying there.
Downs you've talked about, you have to be a guy that holds up at the point. How does a guy do that when a guy like either Guyton or Tyler Smith is coming out into, there's a pretty big size difference?
Yeah, no, and that's one of the things when you run some of those things that we have where he's got to fit the gaps. Every once in a while, you're going to run into an unfavorable matchup. But it's no different than if you're a safety or a corner and a big back like Derrick Henry gets out in space. It's like, okay, this might hurt a little bit, but I got to get him down. So really good collision the other day against Tyler Smith for Caleb.
Thomas showed it with the Athletic. Last practice, you guys did some 7-on-7 work, and Sam Howell was working with the first-team receivers. Dak was on the other side of the field. What was the purpose behind that?
Yeah, when you do 9-on-7, you guys know how much I love 7-on-7. It's my favorite, drill. That's why we do it so much. But no, really the emphasis was 9-on-7, and we wanted Dak to go down there because that was the premium emphasis. And, Sam was just getting the reps along with Joe, and it's good for those guys to hear a different voice, every once in a while because, Dak is obviously very well known, but Sam's a little bit new and different, and I thought he did a really good job with that. But the priority of the drill was 9-on-7, and that's why Dak was down there.
You go back a few years to that playoff loss to the Packers, and really the last 2 years, I don't know if you sense this or not, but the fan base a little frustrated. I think some of the attendance showed out here at training camp, but it seems like this year there's a lot of positive momentum. I was just wondering if you can feel that at all.
Number one, I love the fans, whether there's one here or 1,000 or 5,000. I love it because I think our players feed off that. I think it's great. I think we had a really cool chance to, do a high-five line with the veterans that were here the other day. Very appreciative of what they do for our country. But, we don't practice just for the fans. We practice for each other. But when I tell you the fans give us a lot of juice, a lot of energy, and there should be excitement, we're putting a lot of positive, high expectations out there. That's what we expect from ourselves, and I think that they feel that, and I think they feel the energy and the chemistry of this football team coming together.
Nick Harris.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things to be excited about for the Cowboys, and everything they're doing. Let me, Mo3, appreciate these super chats you put up. Appreciate you. Mo3 said it's because, Mo3 saying it, not me. Mo3 Ski says because they are white. That's what he said. He says because they're white. I don't know. Mo3, I be struggling with that. I struggle. I don't know. I struggle with that. I'll be honest with you. I could see how somebody would come to that conclusion because it doesn't seem like there's any really logical conclusion of why do they want Justin Herbert? Why do they want Josh Allen to be the face of the league when they absolutely should not be the face of the league? If there is anybody that should be the face of the league, it's one, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I could even go along with, why not Matthew Stafford over those two? Why not Matthew Stafford over Josh Allen and Justin Herbert? I mean, who wouldn't take, as old as Matthew Stafford is, who wouldn't take Matthew Stafford over those two quarterbacks? I mean, I don't care how good Josh Allen can run. I'm taking Matthew Stafford over those two quarterbacks. I mean, why not Matthew Stafford? Dak Prescott. People don't realize, man, Dak Prescott is one of the top jersey sellers in the league also. Why not Dak Prescott? Why not Patrick Mahomes? Why not Matthew Stafford? I don't understand it. Because again, Matthew Stafford is white. Matthew Stafford has more success than those two quarterbacks. Why not Matthew Stafford? I mean, Matthew Stafford is white. That's why I say I struggle with it. I struggle with it because you got a white quarterback that's more successful than those two white quarterbacks. I mean, heck, why not Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold, he white. Sam Darnold, he got something. Everybody talking about Sam Darnold got a Super Bowl before Dak Prescott. Well, heck, he got a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. He got a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. I mean, that's why I say I struggle with it, because you have other white quarterbacks that are actually being more, they're more successful. We got other white quarterbacks that are more successful than those two quarterbacks. So that's why I struggle when we say it's because they're white. We say it's because they're white. Well, why are they dissing Matthew Stafford, man? Matthew Stafford right now should be at the top of a lot of these lists when you think about the work, the time that Matthew Stafford has put in, and he's having a lot of success at the end of his career. Why not make that guy the face of this league? You got every reason to do it. He's won a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold, why not him? I'm just saying. I don't understand the whole Justin Herbert and Josh Allen thing. I don't understand it. I struggle with the white part. I mean, I'm not telling you not to say it. I'm just telling you I struggle with the white part, because you got two other white quarterbacks that are more successful than them. It's just crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, dudes. They said, do you think the Rams offense will have a tougher time against Christian Parker than it did against them? Tuesday, boy, I know you tripping up in here. Man, you better believe they're going to have a tougher time. Boy, you better believe they're going to have a tougher time. Yeah, Mo3, he said, point well taken. Appreciate that super chat. Mo3, it's crazy to me. If you're going to let a quarterback be the face of the league, man, let it be Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, guys who done won Super Bowls. And I'm telling you, even for a moment, and Jalen Hurts didn't get no kind of flowers for winning that Super Bowl. And I understand why that defense was so doggone good. But man, I don't understand the whole Herbert and Allen thing. Bass said, if you feel like that towards white people, as a black person, he says you one of them. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Bass. Yeah, I know what you're saying, though, Bass. I know what you're saying. We got to, it's not always a race thing. Because I'm just telling you, I don't understand it. Because we got white quarterbacks that are more successful than them. Bottom line. Belly said the quarterback list is not about pure quarterback play. It's reality. It's Patrick Mahomes. In reality, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. Then there's an argument between Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott. Josh Allen and Lamar are not better. I agree. Yes, sir. I absolutely agree. That's why I get a little bit perturbed when they be putting Josh Allen at the top of these lists. Man, I'm like, bro, he's been one of the main reasons why they haven't won in playoff games and Super Bowls. Go look at how many turnovers he makes.
Star Telegram. Where's Malachi Lawrence right now in his development from, things that y'all wanted him to work on coming in and where he is right now?
Yeah, getting better. It's a good question, Nick. I think, the big thing with Malachi, smaller school, the first step, speed and agility and things like that, it still flashes, but he's learning how to play a different defense. A few of these guys that have played in a Saban type defense, which has ties to R 3-4, gap and a half, fallback, all that stuff. Malachi really hasn't. So every day's been a little bit different for him. But I love his first step quickness, and I love the way he's setting the edge. So I think he's going to be a guy that we're going to watch it. Maybe he doesn't make the big leaps, like a Caleb where he just jumps off because he's been on there. But like Malachi's a guy I see getting better steadily every single day. And you do that over these next 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I think he'll be ready to go come the regular season.
And because of that, is he trending toward being more of a B+, B- guy?
Yeah, we haven't finalized that. But, yeah, I imagine you'll see him play some in the preseason.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. You guys brought in Zach Koontz and Jashawn Corbin. What do you like about both of those guys?
Yeah, so, we put Jashawn through a workout with a couple other backs yesterday. Liked some of his quickness, some of his twitch, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Really excited about the competition in the running back room after Javonte with Jaden and Phil and Malik and those guys, but we liked his twitch, and he's got some special teams value, which is a good thing. That's always going to be a big part of what we're doing. And Zach is one of those F-type tight ends, matchup type guy that's been around a little bit, coming out of Old Dominion, and you see some quickness and pass catching ability that we like.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not buying either one of these players that the Cowboys have signed. I'm not buying it. People get excited about it. I'm not buying it. I'm not excited about it. I think this is just about being camp bodies. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I am not buying any of it. Okay, Mo3, you said you've been MIA. Have you been in Miami or have you just been missing in action? I'm glad you're back. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Yeah, Quinn, you know what? I would think it's something more to do with politics. Because, again, I'm just like, come on, man. Y'all want Josh Allen to be the face of this league so bad. No, man. You already got Matthew Stafford, bro. But, again, Schotty is talking about these two, the running back they signed and the tight end they signed. I don't know about y'all. I'm not buying any of it. I'm just not buying any of it. I think the Cowboys is, from what we saw yesterday from Jashawn Corbin, I think the Cowboys have 4 running backs on the team. I think they have 4 running backs on the team better than Corbin. I think they have 4 running backs better. Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, Phil Moff, and Malik Davis. I think they're all better than him. He's a camp body. And then even with the tight end, I mean, come on, man, stop it. Got Michael Trigg in here, Brevin Spanford, Jake Ferguson, Schoonmaker. Quit it. Yeah, these just camp bodies. That's all they are. All right, Mo3, I'm glad you back. Yeah, you got that name like that dude out of Dallas over there, right? The rapper out of Dallas, Mo3. So, yeah, I'm not buying any of this stuff they're talking about. Yeah, Jeremy Betts, you think the same thing, too? Yeah, man, these ain't nothing but camp bodies, bro. They got 91 guys going to have to get that thing down to 53 in a couple of weeks. Yeah, this is... And I think it's good, though. Let me tell you why I think it's good from the running back situation. I'm telling you, man, I believe Brian Schottenheimer is really trying to groom Jaden Blue to really be great. This is what I'm going to say. I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to say it like this. I think he's really trying to groom him to be great. It seems like because of the Louis Vuitton cleat incident with Jaden Blue, it's like they're always trying to make sure they keep Jaden Blue in the mindset of nothing is promised. I mean, you really would think Jaden Blue was a first-round draft pick himself. So it seems like to me they're trying to keep Jaden Blue in a space of being humble. Because for all intents and purposes, it looks like Jaden Blue And again, I don't know if he's going to be the number 2. I just think they're going to have a package for Jaden Blue. I think they're going to have a package for him. I think they're going to have a package where he's out of the backfield, he's in the screen game, he's in the sweep game, maybe he'll run between the tackles. Basically, I'm going to put it like this. I believe they're creating the Texas package for Jaden Blue. We'll see if that verbiage comes out later. But I believe they're creating the Texas Longhorn package for Jaden Blue. Because I've said this even last year. Don't try to turn Jaden Blue into Javonte Williams. I don't care if you like big backs or not. You need versatility in your run game. If the only thing you're going to do is run between the tackles, then I'm going to line up those linebackers in those gaps, bro, and I'm going to stop you. I'll move the nose tackle over and line them up in those gaps, but I'm going to stop you from running between those tackles like that. You got to evolve this running game into a more outside of the tackle run game. And I believe that's where Jaden Blue is going to live more this year. I'm going to call it the Texas Longhorn package. We'll see what they're going to call it. And then I think Phil Maffa is going to be the true backup. Him and Malik Davis, if they keep 3, we'll see. One of them is going to be on the practice squad, but I think they may give Phil Maffa a shot at being the backup for Javonte Williams and just let Jaden Blue have the Texas package. That's what I think. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Oh, yeah, Mo Ski. Okay, 3 was my line number. Got you. Okay, Mo Ski, I got you. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Scoon, I don't know who Scoon got pictures of. I can't even believe Scoon is still here. I think they're going to give him a chance, though. But we'll see what happens. He could be a part of a trade package later on. Yeah, I have, Demetrius said I have Schoolmaker. He said a Schoolmaker made a single play at training camp. I think he caught a pass yesterday. Yeah, I think he caught a pass yesterday. Yeah, Quinn said they want to bring in players for the bottom of the roster, not the top. Great point. It's just depth. That's all it is. It's just depth. Yeah, Doug Liner, the Texas Blue. Yeah, that's all it is. They're going to bring in the Texas package for him. Frank Lawrence said he thinks they should trade Schoon. I do too. Just like they did Mozzie. Include him in a package. I would trade Schoon. I would.
Of your tight end room behind Jake with Brevin, Schoonmaker, and the 2 UDFAs, and now with Zach.
Yeah, well, we all kind of know Fergie. We know Brev is really developing. He's always been a tough ass. He's always been a guy with incredible play style, but as we know, he's developing his ability in the passing game, which is huge. Scooney, I think I've raved about for the last 2 off seasons and into training camp, how much better he's learned to take care of his body with his routine. And, he is really a 3-down tight end that can do, a lot of things in the running game. He's got great vertical speed. There's things that we can use him and will use him on differently this year than we did maybe in years past.
Okay, is that Schoonmaker he talking about? It's like they got plans for Schoon.
And, the 2 young guys, you watch Trigg in one-on-ones and, he's basically uncoverable.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Now he's...
Frank Lawrence, you hear that? We've been knowing it. Anybody who's watched Trigg's tape, I think Schotty said it perfectly. He is uncoverable in 101. He's uncoverable. I'm telling you, I see Trigg lining up on the end and then going in motion and lining up in the slot. Trigg is going to be a mismatch nightmare for linebackers, smaller safeties. Trigg is going to be a nightmare because he's got hands like Spider-Man.
He's swimming a little bit, like most of these young guys do, especially when you come from that Baylor-type offense, which is very different than ours. But the talent jumps off. And DJ Rogers has been outstanding. He's made 2 or 3 plays every day in both
I'm with you,
running game and passing game that gets you excited. So, it just L-Dub has a way, man. We keep bringing in guys for L-Dub, and he just develops them. So shout out to Coach Wells.
Hey, Coach. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. A lot is being said as far as your backup running back battle. Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, Israel, and, of course, Malik Davis, obviously your holiday killer. Yesterday, you guys worked out 3, settled on Jashawn Corbin. Can you just talk about what made him stand out from that group of 3 you worked out, and what does he bring to an already kind of heated backup running back battle?
Yeah, and I should have said is, because is has been doing a great job as well in that running back competition.
Oh, I forgot about what's his name? Abani Conda?
The big thing is this guy has been exposed to a lot of different systems. You know, we've done a good job of finding guys that have played meaningful snaps in the UFL, and we like the workout a lot. He caught the ball well out of the backfield. He has quick twitch, very bright. One of our coaches has been around him, so you know the type of young man you're getting, because, you know, it's hard, you know, for a guy like Zach and for Jayshawn when you come in a little bit late. You've missed 5 installs.
Jeremy Best, you caught that too, bro. Jeremy Best, you caught that too. That's what I just said, bro. I just said the same thing, bro. Jeremy Best said, geez, he just said he got players for school. I just said it, bro. Yeah, he said he got players for school, bro. Hey, man, you know what, Jeremy Best, I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it. I ain't buying this one. This might just be somebody trying to encourage school. Mo 3, appreciate that super chat, my brother. Yeah, I believe, hey, Maffa is gonna make some noise. He's gonna be a beast. Mo 3, I'm telling you what, I see the Cowboys running back room as follows. Javonte, number 1. Phil Maffa, and I'm saying this like this for a reason. Maffa, number 2. Jaden Blue is gonna be his own thing. I believe Jaden Blue is just going to be his own thing. I don't think he's the backup anything. He's going to be his own thing. I think he's going to be the better Kevontae Turpin going forward. Because Jaden Blue, he's not as fast as Kevontae Turpin, but he's fast, he's quick, he's bigger. I think he's got better hands. And again, he's a bigger type of player that if you want to run those drags, you want to run those sweeps, you want to run the jet sweep, Jaden Blue is going to be their versatile back. I believe he's going to be their all-purpose back. I'm thinking he'll probably get somewhere between 5 to 10 plays a game. 5 to 10 plays a game, depending upon the situation. I could see them using him in the screen game down there in the red zone. I could see them doing all kinds of things with Jaden Blue. But I also see Phil Maffa helping them down there inside of the 5-yard line because he's bigger than Javonte Williams. If he can stay healthy, he can be a battering ram. They're going to try to create one great running back, I believe, out of Javonte, Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa. And we'll see if they keep one of them for special teams. I guess they would, but I would think that would be Hunter Lipke. So everybody ain't going to be able to make it. Yeah, everybody ain't going to be able to make it in this running back thing. They're just not going to be able to make it. They're not. So it's cool they brought these guys in, but they ain't going to be able to. All these guys can't make it. Yeah, Mo 3, again, appreciate that super chat. He said, yeah, I agree, Blue Mayan come in second half. Yeah. Yeah, Blue going to be his own little thing, I believe. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But I think Blue going to be his own thing. Yeah, Ice Cold said Blue, ooh-wee. Yeah, video game. I think so, too. He going to be his own thing. And I think that's one of the reasons why, if you kind of look at how Schotty seems to be handling Jaden Blue, we'll see if what I'm saying, I'm giving Schotty this benefit of the doubt because I think he's seeing something in Jaden Blue where you really have to keep him grounded. Because Jaden Blue, you know, so talented, knows he's talented and should know he's talented, but just got to keep him grounded. Keep him grounded, keep him grinding. You know, don't let his head get too big and then he starts getting on cloud 9 and then he starts not concentrating and making mistakes. So Quinn said, yeah, I heard something the other day that the Eagles want Milton. What? I haven't heard that. Wow. Said the Eagles want Joe Milton. Well, I'll tell you this, Quinn. I haven't seen everything on Joe Milton. I'm very excited to see him and Sam Howell in the preseason. But I'm going to give Joe Milton some credit. Man, he's thrown a couple of passes this year where I'm like, okay, he looks like he's gotten better with some of his touch passes. So we'll see. I was thinking this just the day when I saw some of the plays.
So you want guys that have the ability to learn, because if they can't learn, how are they supposed to go play against Seattle here in a week, a week from today? So that was part of it. So we worked out a couple guys. They all had pretty good workouts. Then we took them into the classroom, and we ended up thinking that Jay Sean was the best for us.
Dallas Morning News. Jake Ferguson's average depth of target last year was pretty much lower than he's kind of put on tape for the last couple of years. How much of that was credit to maybe a little bit of instability at left tackle and needing to help out there at the snap and then get out? And what have you seen from him just this training?
Yeah, I mean, Jake's obviously had a great year last year. He scored a bunch of touchdowns. The year before, I think it was, 1? Maybe 0. Was it 0? Yeah. So, a guy that Dak ultimately just has all the confidence in the world in. He's going to be where he's supposed to be. I think it's the evolution of Jake, where, he can hurt you vertically, but, understanding. We used him a little bit more in some, get back on track situations with little intermediate routes and choice routes and things like that. But, again, nothing to do with the protection. We have a protection plan every week going in based on who we're playing. And part of being the play caller is, if the protection's good, that play sheet looks awesome. Like, you can call anything. If the protection's a little bit leaky, then you got to adjust and change some things. But that's got nothing to do with how we use Jake.
Well, I think there's two things with Jake Ferguson, if you think about it. When you got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, there's your vertical threat right there. You got George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, you got Ryan Flanoy. That's your vertical threat. That's your intermediate threat. That's even your short game threat. So with Jake Ferguson, I also think there's an issue with Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson had some doggone alligator arms last year. And not only that, man, Jake don't seem like he can get open. This is why I'm excited for Michael Trigg, because Michael Trigg is the kind of tight end that gets open. You're not going to cover Michael Trigg one-on-one. It is not happening. I'm telling y'all, you're not covering this guy one-on-one. Ferg is very coverable. Ferg got to really step it up this year, man. And I'm telling y'all, I told you before, I'm hoping Michael Trigg pushed this man to the brink, because Ferg ain't had nobody pushing him. Ferg had Schoonmaker behind him, Brevin Spanford, Fant behind him, guys who are not really threatening him. Yeah, now Michael Trigg is about to threaten you, bro. Yeah, Michael Trigg is about to threaten you. Michael Trigg is absolutely about to threaten Ferguson. I'm telling you, he's about to threaten Ferguson. I hope he pushes him. Because, man, Ferg, I'm sorry, man. Ferg just hadn't been that good to me in the last couple of years. Whether it been injuries, whatever you call it, anybody calls it, and I don't understand. Y'all realize that Ferg, all those touchdowns he scored those touchdowns within, the first 4 or 5 games? Man, Ferg was almost... Man, Ferg was the invisible man last year for the most part, if you ask me. Ferg got to step it up, man. And this ain't about no blocking schemes or nothing. No, Ferg just hasn't been as good as he was in that first season.
Open-ended question here, but has there been a play so far where you're watching film that you look back, you maybe didn't see on the field live, but you look back in the film, you're like, man, that really stuck out to you or jumped out?
This is very open-ended. Yeah, I keep going back probably too, and I did notice it, but it was a great play. The competition between Deron Bland and Flournoy in the red zone, the little skinny post that we ran, and they were both kind of had their hands on it, and Flo was able to pull it out. And I'll say this: I think watching the defensive line in general last practice rush the quarterback got me really excited.
I tell you what, Quinn, shoot. I tell you what, Quinn, Ferguson saw they drafted Michael Trigg. He went and got on that Ozempic, bro. Shoot, you better get yourself in the best shape of your life. I'm telling you right now, man. When a guy like Michael Trigg comes into camp, I don't know about y'all, but if I was a tight end and I saw Michael Trigg film, shoot, man, I'm turning on that Rocky music, bro. I'm about to get in shape. Because I'm telling you right now, Michael Trigg is coming to take somebody's spot. That dude, if he get his blocking together, haven't heard anything about him yet as far as that goes. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to be worried as much about his blocking, because I'm telling you, I believe Michael Trigg is going to be lining up in the slot sometimes. He's a mismatch nightmare for small corners, smaller safeties, linebackers. I wish a defensive end would come out and get on Michael Trigg. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Straight up, it's a wrap. Can't hold that dude. Brandon said, gee, a shirt idea, George of the Cowboys. Strong as he could be. Yeah, watch out for GP. Oh, I like that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Trigg. Yeah, you talking about Trigg like you ready to go. Yeah, no doubt.
Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. Coach, is there anything that you take from Steve Spurrier as you've gone into this second year of being a head coach that you use it all? I know you've spoken about Pete and you've spoken about your father. What about the coach, Spurrier?
Yeah, you know, number one, by far the greatest play caller I've ever been around. I mean, he really was. I mean, I got a chance to witness it week in and week out. You know, his ability to call plays, he was tremendous. I think his biggest influence on me was use of personnel, use of your people. What I mean by that is we were obviously really, when we won the national championship, but we had Ike Hilliard, Reedell Anthony, Jacquez Green, Fred Taylor was our running back, Chris Doring the year before. But what was really cool for me as a backup quarterback down there was watching how each week he would find a favorable matchup and move the pieces around to find the best matchup, whether it was, you know, Jacquez Green's speed against a slower DB, whether it was Ike Hilliard's ability to change direction, whether it was, you know, Reedell Anthony's ability to get deep. It was really cool for me as I look back and as we do it now, try to move our pieces around because we've got some really good pieces as well with our skill guys, and that's probably his biggest influence on me.
Someone once told me that Spurrier could think for his quarterbacks during a game. What do you say to that?
Totally. I think, you know, like I've mentioned this before, I think when you grow up in that generation where you called your own plays as a quarterback, you know, I think you learn the skill. I mean, you're getting reps on the job. I think he knew, like Danny, for example, one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time, didn't have the strongest arm, but the anticipation. So what did we become really good at? We threw corners really well. We threw fade routes really well. Like, he wasn't asking Danny to throw certain deep balls and stuff that we do here, taking shots and stuff. And so I think it's more of knowing the quarterback and utilizing their skills. Shane Matthews was different than Terry Dean. Terry Dean was different than, you know, Danny Werfel. I certainly sucked, so I wasn't very good. So he let me hand it off. That was cool. You know, literally, that's a great story. He said in practice, he goes, "Schotty, I got a good one for you, my man. Get in there." I was like, yeah, buckled my straps up, went running in there. And he goes, "Trips right, 40 draw." Started laughing. I was like, oh, great. And then he took me out the next play. So he knew the strengths of his players. I had a good cadence. I handed the ball off well, and so that's what he did. But that one stung a little bit.
Not sure how I'm supposed to follow that up. But
yeah. You like the voice, too, huh? I could always, they always made me do the voice because I had it down.
Jonah Javad, WFAA, a lot of family members I've seen in attendance throughout camp, a lot today. Just the benefit of having that kind of support system, because these guys are so entrenched for weeks, right, and working towards the season and the goal, but maybe having that family element maybe takes some of the stress or pressure off. Just can you explain what benefits there are to that? Maybe
well, you can't preach brotherhood and family in your building with your team and not include the ones that you love that are not in the building. And so it's something that, my wife Jimmy and I, when we always said when we get our shot to do it, we were going to make sure the families were loved, the families were felt, were a part.
I love what Schotty just said. Catch what he just said. He said, when me and Jimmy said, his wife, when we get our shot. Yeah. When we get our shot. Right there, you're doing it together. Bottom line. Bottom line.
That's why we do a lot of things we do even during the season on Saturday mornings when they can come and be a part of, things that we do. And then we have a big lunch and kind of break bread because I want to spend time with them. But, you know, we all leave at some point. You know, we work crazy hours. We all leave at some point, but we want the people that are outside of our four walls of the Star to feel very much a part of it. And I think, you know, we work really, really hard as an organization. We as a family, my wife, myself, I know the Joneses, to make sure people know that they're a cherished, cherished part of the organization, even though they're not coming to the building every day.
I mean, historically, do guys seem to get a little bit more up knowing that families in attendance and they want to kind of...
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I might throw a few balls today. My wife's going to be out of practice. I mean, just bring the old gunslinger out, you know, and just... You know, kind of turns her on when I throw the ball, you know. So, hey, you never know. I mean, you get to see me throwing some pat and go today, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I think so. You know,
crazy, bro.
They don't get a chance to see us do this very often. So when they do, I think there's always a little bit of extra juice.
Call a draw?
I'm not. As a play caller, I'm going to throw pat and go.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. Two guys I'd like your thoughts on. Julius Wood, what do you remember about him from 2 years ago, and what has he given you out here? The other one is Valdez Scantling. What did you hope to see from him by bringing him in, and what's he given?
Well, first thing I'm going to say about Julius, I'm really proud of him. He wrote a book. He put a book out there, and I'm so proud of him for that. But what I remember is last year feeling like he didn't have a great grasp of what we were doing, Brad. And I remember talking to him and asking him, and he admitted, he goes, "Hey, Coach, yeah, I'm X percentage of what I know." And I was like, you can't be like that, you know. And this year he's been awesome, you know. And what jumps off the film is the physicality, the ability to, fill gaps and hit people. But yeah, I'm just really, really proud to see his evolution. And like I said, really cool that we put the book up in front of the team, and hopefully his sales have skyrocketed.
Wood has actually made a couple of plays. Yeah, Julius Wood has actually made a couple of plays. Who was the other guy? Julius Wood for sure has made some plays. Scantling, man, let me tell y'all something. If the Cowboys keep Scantling, it is strictly for speed. I think I've seen Scantling drop 2 passes already right in his hands. Scantling, bro, Scantling just got butterfingers, man. There's no way I would ever depend on Scantling in a crucial moment. I never would. He's got butterfingers.
And then MVS, the speed, the veteran, there's nothing that he hasn't seen. You know, he's learning the system. He's great with the young players. He's great in the meetings. But the speed, it's the speed that jumps out. You just feel that. And, Terp's got speed, MVS has speed, not the GP, CD or slow, flow, but like you need that, you need to create horizontal layers in a defense. And so that's the biggest thing that jumps out at me about him.
Yeah, because we know it's not his hands. I'm not even being funny, man. Scantling, bro. When you get brought in the way Scantling got brought in, you shouldn't even drop a towel, bro. Paper towel. You shouldn't drop a pencil. You coming into camp, bro, you already behind the 8 ball. There is no way Scantling should actually be out here schooling these young bucks. Every time Scantling touched the field, it ought to be a highlight. Every single time. Man, I'm sorry, bro. Camp body. If they keep Scantling, it is strictly for speed. And I'm sorry, I just wouldn't waste a roster spot just for a guy that's fast.
Eric Williams, Fox Sports. Coach, you have Rams in the joint practice in a couple of days. How important are those reps for your defense with all the changes that you've made, being able to go against Stafford and those kind of players and to get some day off?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think, it's the first competition that you would say non-Cowboy related. So I think it'll be good to go against other guys. Sean and his staff do a heck of a job, obviously, offensively. They've got weapons. But, again, we're not going to do everything. You know, we're not going to show everything, but I want to see these guys play. I want to see the same passion, you know, and play style that they exude every day against our guys out there. I want to see it do it against them, but it's a building block. It's another ramp up. You go from the Rams practice, then you play a preseason game, then you come back, camp keeps going, you got the Saints, and then you.
I'll be honest with y'all, I care nothing about the Saints. The Rams is everything for me. What do y'all think? The Rams are everything for me. Because looking back on that Rams scrimmage last year, that's exactly who we were. Do y'all remember how excited we were last year until we played that Rams game? We were losing our minds, man, last year. Oh, yeah, the Cowboys, they this and that, and yeah, they gonna be this and that and this and that. And man, boy, we went up against the Rams. Boy, we came out of that game making all kinds of excuses. Hey, man, it's just a scrimmage. Now, I want to see if Schotty says the same thing this year, because you heard what Schotty just said. Schotty said he want to see these guys play. He want to see them play. He want to see if they got the same enthusiasm, the same zeal, the same just everything they've had going against each other. Now we want to see you do it against somebody else. I'm very interested, man. This for me is a true test for the Cowboys. What did I compare it to the other day? If you've ever watched The Matrix, I want to see if this is Neo jumping across the building. Will they make the jump the first time? Because I'm telling us, the Rams is everything. They are a very, very well-coached team. They have a very good coaching staff. The team, the players, they have a lot of great pieces in place. I don't think they have quite the depth, but their first-line players are great. They got Myles Garrett. I'm wondering, I don't think Aaron Donald will be signed by the time they see the Cowboys. I want to see them play the Rams. This game is everything. This is bigger than a scrimmage. This is a true litmus test for the Cowboys. It's a true litmus test. And if, you know, I know somebody, it's just no, this is not just a scrimmage. Schotty just said, we're not going to do everything. You know what he just told you? We going in to win. Yeah. Whatever winning looks like against the Rams on Tuesday, we're going in to win. We want to see guys execute. We want to see guys, do they have the system? We're not going to show them every little nuance, but we want to see, are they in position? Are they in the position they need to be in the cover? Are they coming up to stop the run? Are they getting after the quarterback? We know they can't touch the quarterback, but are they getting after the quarterback? Can Tyler Guyton block Myles Garrett with the Rams? And Myles Garrett isn't the only player the Rams have. What does Terrence Steele look like? This Rams scrimmage is everything, because it's a measuring stick. There's an old saying, you want to be the best? Beat the best. And the Rams are one of the best. It's a measuring stick. It is. It's a measuring stick. John Jones, you can't put all your eggs in the basket because you're not really playing for, quote unquote, you're not playing for a Super Bowl. But understand what we're saying. No, this game is everything. This game is going to tell you which direction do you need to go in. It's going to tell you some things about, okay, maybe where do you need to be looking at if you're going to add a player. You know, Stephen Jones has kind of alluded to cornerback and linebacker, but this is going to let you know some things about Tyler Guyton. It is. It's going to let you know some things about Guyton. It's going to let you know some things about Steele. It's going to let you know some things about Savon Rebel Jr. It's going to let you know some things about even Kobe Durant. Will Kobe Durant be able to help you? Because Kobe Durant comes from the Rams. I'm sure they're probably already talking a little bit to Kobe Durant about some things. There are so many things. Even Jaden Blue. What does Jaden Blue look like against the Rams? Again, this doggone game last year, if you go back and look at it, it was the epitome of what that Cowboys defense was. The Cowboys defense was. Players were running wide open. They were running all over us. They dominated us on offense. And our offense actually did pretty good against their defense. We moved the ball. We scored. Our offense looked really well. And guess what? Our offense looked really well during the season. Guess what our defense looked like? Exactly how they looked like against the Rams. So again, all we're looking for against the Rams, will there be blown coverages? Will they be in the right position? Will the communication be right? Or are they communicating the plays? Again, Overshown. What is Overshown going to do with Mike? I'm sure they're going to line up Overshown, Jay-Sean Barham. He might not make this game. I'm sure whoever D winners, they're going to let each one of these guys probably even do some of the Mike stuff. There are a lot of things defensively. I'm not worried about the offense. There are a lot of things defensively. We get to see where we are scrimmaging the Rams. Oh, it's going to be great. It is going to be great because you got to realize the Cowboys are practicing against each other. How many different plays can they really call? How many? How many different plays can you really call against each other? I mean, let's say you might call, let's say your play sheet has 100 plays. And you're probably going to boil it down to about 40 of those plays that you probably call on a regular basis. And then the other 20 to 25 or 30, those are some you might do a little bit of mixing up. So some of these plays, man, the defense, they're seeing these plays. They're able to jump some of these plays. They can anticipate some of these plays. They can stop some of these plays. They don't know nothing about what the Rams are doing. We about to see what this defense really do. Yeah. We about to see what this defense really do. We're about to see where they are. What do you look like when you don't know the plays? What do you look like? This is a great measuring stick for the Cowboys defense. And it's not one of them things that if you get beat, you go and say we're trash. No. This is where you then come in that film room and say, okay, now understand. It does stink when you go to the bathroom. You got work to do. Let's get to work. This is going to let you know a lot of things. JTX May said, the Rams ain't just flawless. They pretty much got a whole new defense as well, and both their tackles are shaky. I wouldn't be surprised if we matched up with them. JTX May, follow this, though. Do we realize that Sean McVay is actually going into this game, and I guarantee you he's saying the same thing to his defense? Do you realize that Sean McVay is going into this game? I guarantee you he's telling his defense, yeah, we're about to get a good snapshot of what we are. This is a top 3 offense in the league. They got a battering ram for a running back. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He ain't going to put him in front of Matthew Stafford. He probably going to tell him he right behind Matthew Stafford. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They got arguably one of the best, because he ain't going to try to put him in front of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. But he's probably going to tell him they have a wide receiver duo that's as good as the one that we have. Ryan Flournoy, they got a great third wide receiver. They got a quick Kevontae Turpin. He's going to tell them they got Jake Ferguson. They got a new guy over there by the name of Michael Trigg we might see today. Sean McVay is telling his brand new defense the same thing we're telling our brand new defense. Yeah. This is a measuring stick for Sean McVay's defense. He's telling them the exact same thing. Why? Because the Cowboys have a very prolific offense. So this is not just one-sided. McVay is going in with the same notions. This Cowboys offense is incredible. And there's a good chance, I guarantee you, McVay is going to tell them something along the lines. There's a good chance we're going to see this team twice this year. Not once, but twice. He's going to tell them these things. So this is going to be a great test for his defense too. Yeah, they're going up against a top three, which might be a number 1. I believe Brian Schottenheimer this year has an opportunity to literally have the #1 overall offense in the league. The #1 overall offense with just a few tweaks. Yeah, we got a lot of things, man. Brandon Cupp said we got 3 1,000-yard receivers, 2 tight ends that will average 1,000. That's a lot right there. Then running backs at Turpin. Don't forget this defense is on a mission. And also, man, don't forget, we may have the best combination of center and guards in the league. We don't yet know what Guyton and Steele's going to be. But when you talk about guards and center, shoot, Cooper Beebe, I'm sorry, he's second to none. That boy Cooper Beebe is going to go down as one of the best third-round picks Cowboys ever made in their life. Cooper Beebe is him. And then when you add the 2 ties, Ty Booker, Ty Smith, those guys are incredible. I'm telling you, Sean McVay is going into this game. He's probably thinking along the same lines. This is going to be a great test for our defense. We've added all these pieces. What are they going to look like? Yeah, what are they going to look like? Jeremy said it's definitely a measure of what certain positions are going to look like if they can hold up and be in their spots and communicate the defense in a live rep situation. Got to see. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Savon Rebel Jr. I'm excited to see what Savon Rebel Jr. looks like. What does Jalen Thompson look like with us? What is Kobe Durant? Caleb Downs. Very excited to see what Caleb Downs is going to look like against the Rams. So both of these teams are going into this game, and they really want to see what their defense looks like. Now, unfortunately for us and everybody else, that this snapshot that we get of the Rams defense probably won't be what we see by the time we see the Rams in the regular season, because Aaron Donald is playing around, but I know Aaron Donald is coming back. This is just about, I think with Aaron Donald, I think it's about, okay, guys, I'm letting you know I want to come back. The question is how much money are you going to pay me? Because I'm not giving you the LeBron James deal to the Philadelphia 76ers. No, Aaron Donald is saying, no, you're going to pay me. Let me know what that money look like. That's what he's saying. So that defense will look even different when we see him later on down the road. But this Rams game is everything for us, man. It's a big game. Again, it's not the Super Bowl. It's not the playoffs. But it's a big game because it's going to tell us where do we need to go, even as it applies to where do we need to go in free agency. Are we going to be able to get some kind of, are we going to be able to beat the offensive tackles? This is a big game for Rashawn Gary. Okay, is he going to be effective? What can we do? There's going to be a lot of things the Cowboys are going to be looking at in this game. A lot of things.
You got the Cardinals, then we break camp, and you go back, and then so it's going to be fun to go against a really talented team and see how our guys compete.
Yeah, because you think about it, we got the Seahawks coming in, and we're not going to see as much against the Seahawks as we're going to see against the Rams. We're not going to even have any starters playing against the Seahawks, but we're playing starters against the Rams. Yeah, good. We playing starters against the Rams. Yeah. Those guys are playing, so we're going to get to see a better snapshot of this team against the Rams and the Saints than we are against the preseason teams, because that's going to just be more about our depth and how they look.
How has Overshown dealt with the physicality of the position he's got dealing with guards and that kind of thing?
Yeah, really well. Again, it's something that we all can continue to get better at, the block destruction part of it, playing with your length. Again, because when you strike, we call it peak. You got to strike in gap and a half. You peak to see if the ball's coming into your gap, and if it's not, if it bends back, then you have to shed. But he's still learning that technique. But in terms of the ability to pop and bend and use his lower body strength, it's been great to see. He and Hunter Lepke, they're about 5 rounds into a 15-round title fight right now. I don't want to score it because it's pretty close, but they've been popping each other pretty good out there, so that's cool to see.
What's the book about?
What up, man?
It's biblically based, and it's some of his stories and principles that he believes in.
And then you have 3 guys with groin injuries. I don't know if that's just what happens in the camp, or are you guys looking at, hey, what's going on here?
No, I think it's part of the deal. And like I said, most of these are very minor. Like a lot of these guys, if it was game week, they'd be playing. But because it's training camp and we've got time, we're just being smart.
On the spur, you talk about.
Yeah, I think the groin injuries are a result of the more strenuous practices the Cowboys are having. I think that's what those groin injuries are. So that's, I think that they're ramping it up a little quicker than they did last year because Schotty with more of these padded practices. And what that means is more thumping. That's what that means. They're thumping more. So, they're blocking more, not just with their hands now. Their hands, whatever, elbows, shoulders, a lot more contact involved and pushing and shoving. So I think that's what we're seeing with some of this groin stuff.
Quarterbacks will call plays. Why did that go away? And why doesn't that happen anymore? And in 2-minute situations, are quarterbacks largely calling it on their own anyway?
It's a good question. I don't know the answer to the first question, Todd, about why it went away.
Dak Prescott can call his own plays. I'm telling you, I'm sure a lot of y'all agree. Dak Prescott can call his own plays. I'm telling you he can.
I think, I don't know. I really don't know. That'd be a good thing to research. Yeah, in 2 minutes, everybody's a little bit different. Here, Dak and I kind of work together on it, and we have a plan going in, and I make a lot of suggestions. He's certainly got the ability to wave me off on certain things. And what I believe now is most quarterbacks in today's game, they like to have a starting point given to them. Hey, Schotty called XYZ. Then they can adjust things at the line of scrimmage as opposed to them having to think of, okay, I want 11 personnel, I want 21 regular, whatever. Hey, I want to be in 3-by-1. I think because offenses are so much more sophisticated now, that it's not as simple as when Steve was playing and they were in pro formation, slot formation, 2-by-2, and there was 20 plays in the playbook. I mean, you've got 150, 200 variations of plays now that it's a lot. Even when you're looking at a sheet of paper, for me, a guy's done a long time, you're like, whoa, we got a lot of offense. So that's probably why. Good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Dak can call his own plays. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Dak Prescott can call his own plays. But again, man, I'm very excited about the Rams. I really think it's going to do the Cowboys a lot of good. I don't think there's a better team the Cowboys could scrimmage than the Rams. Yeah, Catherine the Kiss. Yeah, facts. He's called his own plays a few times already. Yeah, Dak, man, Dak is probably better than some of these offense coordinators in the league. Dak is a savant when it comes to players. Yeah, I'm with you, Floss. Yeah, Schotty's doing a really good job, man. Schotty's doing a really good job. A lot of people were nervous when Schotty first became the coach, but I was riding from the get-go because you could just tell that the Joneses really trust. You can tell they really, really like and they trust Brian Schottenheimer. All right, let me read Demetrius Noel here, and then we're going to move to our next topic. He said, no disrespect, but I'm not going to put any emphasis on this scrimmage. What matters is the team that shows up on the day it matters most. Me, as striker, I never showed up in a friendly game. Demetrius Noel, I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't no friendly game, man. This ain't going to be no friendly game. I'm telling you. This is not going to be a friendly game. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a friendly game. I don't. These boys coming to play. Hey, don't let anybody fool you. They're coming to play. Because I know I'd be coming to play. I'm coming to play in this game. Because this game, man, again, if you want to be the best, anytime you get to measure yourself against the best, measure yourself against the best. Always do it. Anytime you get to come up against great competition, compete. Man, do y'all remember what they talked about some of those Olympic, when Jordan and Bird and Magic and all those guys, some of the practices they had when they were in the Olympics together? Man, they said the practices were harder than the games. The practices were harder than the games. So the Cowboys, man, they got to compete. I don't know. I don't know what Schotty's direction is going to be exactly, but I know what my direction would be. Compete. This is the Rams. This is the team that everybody is predicting to go to the Super Bowl. No, I'm coming out to play. I'm coming out to play. And the big thing is, I just want to see basic stuff. I'm not, if I'm them, I'm not going to be out here running flea flickers. I'm not going to be out here running flea flickers and triple reverses and Statue of Liberty. I'm not going to be out here doing that stuff. But if I'm them, man, and this defense is out here, I want to see, hey, man, are we in position? Are we communicating? Are we in position to tackle? Are we staying true to our gaps? Are we filling the gaps? Are we coming up and making contact at the line of scrimmage? I want to look at a lot of this very, very basic stuff, because at the end of the day, the basics are where it's at. People who dominate, they are very good at the basics. Very, very good at the basics. So that's what I'm looking for. How good will they be at executing the installs, the basics? Just that's the stuff I'm looking at. I don't need to see a lot of the. I'm not worried about anything fancy. I'm not worried about that stuff right there. Jeremy Bett said, fierce contact, leaning and creating that forced play after play. Got to get the body catalyst up for that regular physical contact. It's good to practice like that sometimes. Not all the time, but it's needed. Yeah, this Rams thing is exactly what they need. Because, again, they've just been going up against each other. They're going up against each other. Demetri said, gee, that's what we call those types of games in soccer. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm ready to roll. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm coming in playing. Yeah, Brandon Cup said, gee, going against the best goes back to David and Goliath. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is a good test for me. But again, Sean McVay is probably having the same conversation. I got a feeling Sean McVay is telling them, man, this Cowboys team it's great. Our defense, hey, I bet he's telling that defense, it's going to be a great game for us. Their offense is absolutely great. Great. So, yeah, it's going to be an awesome day, man. Tuesday's rolling around real fast. All right, so let's get over here to our next topic. I was so glad when I saw that George Pickens came up on the docket for the Dallas Cowboys today. I don't think, did anybody ever hear George Pickens talk? Did anybody ever hear George Pickens talk when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I just don't remember him ever talking or anybody, any of that type of stuff. So, but George Pickens, see, George Pickens over here talking Cowboys.
You guys start playing.
Yeah, I'll probably say definitely like you said, just getting us ready. I feel like the stuff we're doing right now is definitely going to have us ready for that scrimmage because it is a practice as well. But I feel like the tempo and the conditioning and stuff we've been doing is definitely going to get us more than ready for a scrimmage and a game. So I feel like we're doing pretty good right now.
So many things that happened, it's hard to remember what happened.
A lot of things happened, definitely. Well, for me, definitely, because that was my first year here. I was kind of thinking about a lot of things myself. But I feel like the scrimmage last year went good as well. They came out here. This time we'll go down there. And like I said, the stuff we'll be doing should definitely carry over to the scrimmage.
George Stoddard for ESPN. What do you make of Schotty having you guys run post-practice?
Super good. I mean, I did that when I played at the University of Georgia, too, when we also won a championship as well there, back-to-back years. And I feel like when you're running, it's probably painful because you just did a whole practice, but definitely condition is another component of the game that can definitely give you an edge over guys.
And he brought you guys up early on in practice. What was he trying to get across to y'all?
Definitely just keep going, push the guys, push everybody to the standard kind of that we're trying to uphold, you know what I mean? Whether that's, like I said, conditioning or play where it's a second-round guy. He's trying to learn while playing, just a lot of different things.
He wasn't feeling it early, so he wanted to make sure he got on top of it? Or?
Definitely just, like, push. I mean, Coach Smart used to do it all the time, so I guess I probably am saying that because I think it's normal. But for me, in my head, it's probably, I mean, that's the only way I can see it, just pushing the guys to be better, you know what I mean?
John Machota with The Athletic. I mean, we see you making plays out there, but you personally, what kind of camp do you think you're having so far?
Pretty good. I kind of always just, like I say, take one day at a time, kind of grab a lot of other guys who think they're not having such a good day. But for me personally, anytime I can be really around the guys or the team, I feel like I'm having a good day, whether if I catch 100 balls or I catch none. And
then Savon Ravel, corner that you guys have gone against each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Just what have you thought of him?
Super physical. Definitely super physical. I know the league is in an actual game. I feel like at practice definitely, but in the actual game, the calls are more enforced. The actual nuances of football is more enforced in the game. And I feel like him being that physical at the line of scrimmage can definitely deter a lot of other receivers in the league.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. You've referenced Kobe in the Mamba mentality.
Yeah, I saw that Davion Wallace, I believe. Yeah, Tunsil out for the Commanders for the season and just signed a huge deal. Crazy. Man, people mad. But Jerry Jones said it. Just because you sign him don't mean you're going to have him playing for the season. And here we are again.
A little bit this offseason. Have you always been a Kobe guy, and what does that kind of mean to you, and how has it helped you?
Definitely always been kind of a LeBron guy. I've always been a LeBron fan, still to this day. But definitely
we're gonna forgive you for that, George. We're gonna forgive you for that. I know you're younger, so I can understand why you're a Bron fan, and not maybe a Kobe or a Jordan fan. So we get it. We get it.
Components from Kobe's mentality was definitely like something that was different between any other athlete. Bron said it himself. Jordan said it. His mentality was kind of different. That's kind of when I was kind of mentioning on the other day, just having a drive mentality.
Did you learn it this offseason, or did you dive into it more this offseason?
I kind of always had it, honestly. Especially like sometimes when you hear me say it doesn't matter what happens on the field or what happens on I just want to do my best. Like when I say those sentences like that, that's the mentality that I have. So just one day at a time and keep getting better every day.
And then one more, Schotty said that you and CD sought BT Jordan to get a little work with press coverage and breaking that.
Yeah.
What was that process and how valuable has that been?
That was super good. Definitely for me, I think C already knows BT previously. That's my first time kind of doing stuff like that, and it just made total sense. He's a D-line coach. He works with the hands all the time, so we went over there. It was some good work, so definitely my first time doing it, though.
Hey, George. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. You mentioned the physicality.
Enoch Taylor, I said the same thing, bro. Enoch Taylor, I said the same thing, bro. If you were talking to George Pickens, I mean, you might think you're talking to like some, I don't know, some astrophysicist or something, man. I mean, this dude is so smart, man, and people don't even realize it. George can talk X's and O's like he just makes it so matter-of-factly. Yeah, George is very, very smart, man. Very, very smart. I hope the Cowboys keep this guy, man. I'm praying that they keep him. I mean, literally praying that the Cowboys extend this dude. This dude is very, very, very smart. Very smart. And that's why I said before, man, when you see him play, he's like a demon out there. And then when you hear him talk, you're like, is this the same guy that's out there on the football field? Smart, man. I'm telling you.
Savon Revel, as far as the mentality is concerned, like today, for example, you had the great catch against him, and then a couple reps later, he lays out and he gets the PBU. Can you just talk about his ability to have that amnesia and bounce back quickly mentally?
That's super. It's kind of like what you said, just having that amnesia and having that bounce back mentality. You know what I mean? And I feel like they say QBs got to have that mentality, but I feel like definitely from the defensive back purpose is definitely something they should always have, because you're always going to get either caught on. If you're in zone, you'll feel like you got caught on, whether it's somebody else's zone. So Revel definitely got a good mindset, just the next play mentality.
And real quick, what's the story behind the beekeeper's mask?
Yeah, the thing about Savon Revel Jr., if you hadn't noticed, Savon Revel Jr. is hungry. Savon Revel Jr. is absolutely hungry, man. This dude got it out the dirt, man. When you think about his path to college and then to the pros, Savon Revel Jr., man, this dude is hungry. I like everything I've been seeing from Savon Revel Jr. I believe that Savon Revel Jr. is going to be the next premier cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see what Devin Moore does. If Devin Moore can stay healthy, I think we're looking at two of our future cornerbacks for the next few years. But Savon Revel Jr., man, I like everything I'm seeing from him. Yeah, Katharina Kiss. Yeah, George is very mature. And again, you know, I think one of the issues with George is that he was so frustrated in Pittsburgh, you know, being in that environment and, you know, the terrible quarterbacks that they had. No real offensive direction. I mean, George was just, I just don't think he knew what to do being a young player coming from winning championships to being on the terrible Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, you know, I love Mike Tomlin, but man, Mike Tomlin, you know, Janet Jackson's song applies to him. You know, what have you done for me lately? You know, people talking about he had never missed the playoffs in all these years, but how far had he been in the playoffs? I mean, come on, man. It's frustrating being over there. And man, they've been through a litany of terrible quarterbacks, man.
CD was you.
Yeah, the beekeeper mask. I didn't really know. I kind of picked it up that was my first time as well doing that. So I kind of picked it up just to see what it was about, and then I put it on. I was like, nah, I don't really need to use that. Yeah.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. Rams have invested a lot into their cornerback room this offseason. I know it's a joint practice, but
yeah.
How much of a litmus test do you view that as for you, since you know probably won't play much during the preseason?
Yeah, I definitely kind of notice it and look at it, because some of the guys either already played before or possibly never played. So I definitely look at the Rams scheme organizationally, just how they've always been. You know what I mean? So the guys that they got, like you said, they got Trent, they got, I think, Watson. I think they have.
Neither one of them can hold CD Lamb or George Pickens. Neither one of them can hold George Pickens or CD Lamb. It's a wrap.
The Chiefs, literally, like the same Chiefs
What up, Rico
cornerbacks
Jones,
on the
Bezzy 9?
Rams team. So I watched those guys play them before a lot of times, but schematically, they're going to look a lot different with the new coaches they have over there.
And then I think the shirt is the O2X stuff that you guys did. What was that, and how much did you enjoy it?
I liked it a lot just because it was a military-based thing, but I definitely liked it a lot just because in the military they kind of have similarities that we have to go through as football. You know, every day having a collective of guys, having intel on certain stuff, certain way to do it, got to go in and talk to certain people, map stuff out. You know what I mean? So I feel like what we were doing there at the end, especially when we were grabbing the tennis balls, that was the final round. So just competing a lot, and I love competing, so it's always going to be fun to me.
Newy Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. George, you were talking about Kobe Bryant.
Who's this guy right here? I've been noticing this voice sounds so different to me. I've been hearing him talk during these press conferences. He kind of talks with a lot of confidence. I need to figure out who this guy is. Let me see if they say his name. Hold on a second.
So just competing a lot, and I love competing, so it's always going to be fun to me.
Newy Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. George, you were talking about Kobe Bryant. Did you as you studied him, was it by reading his book, The Mamba Mentality? How did you get into it?
Definitely just watching videos. I'm more of a video guy than definitely reading a book, because when I watched a few videos on Kobe, he's always been good, but I was a Bron fan, so I've already seen the type of athletic that could be just wow, 6'8", 220-something pounds. But
now see, that's where LeBron beats a lot of people is in athleticism, but where Bron falls short in if there's anything he falls short on, it's his mentality. Because with his athleticism, LeBron James should actually be unstoppable. With his size and athleticism, LeBron James should be unstoppable, should always want the ball in the last 20 or 30 seconds of a game. And we've seen him shy away from those things, and we've seen him fail in some big moments. And that's where Jordan and Kobe Bryant separates themselves. I mean, if you ever talk about somebody who you want the ball in the last 2 minutes of a game, number one, Michael Jordan. Number two, Kobe Bean Bryant. I mean, their mentality, and that's the separation. And that's what I even think about George Pickens. I think George Pickens' mentality separates him from a lot of receivers right now. This is what's elevating him above some of these receivers. I would take his mentality over anybody. This is the kind of guy right here. You want this guy on your team. You want him on your team.
When you look at Kobe, he was the average shooting guard, 6'6", probably like 195, but the mentality that he had was beyond everybody.
There it is.
And that's what drove him to champion. He had more championships than a lot of other guys. You see what I mean? So, and that was, Michael Jordan was the same height. You know what I mean? So, but the mentalities were different. And that's kind of one thing that I seen with Kobe. His mentality was different. They won a lot of championships. He brought a lot of random people on his team to also win championships. So,
yeah, that's it right there, man. It's the mentality. You're talking about guys, you think about LeBron James, as big as he is, you would just think, as dominant as LeBron is, in actuality, LeBron should be unstoppable. Unstoppable. He should be able to go to the rim, get any foul that he wants, and make the free throws. Of course, that was kind of his kryptonite too. But LeBron James is a big guy. Let me just say it like this. LeBron is a big, athletic guy that plays smaller than he is. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were average-sized guys who played bigger than they were. Jordan was bigger than life. I mean, you know, Kobe emulated a lot of stuff Jordan did, but Michael Jordan was bigger than life. I mean, it didn't matter who Jordan played. He was bigger than everybody. No matter how tall, no matter how big, Jordan was bigger than they were. I can remember, man, Jordan going against guys like Karl Malone, who was like LeBron type size. He didn't care. LeBron, I mean, Jordan played bigger than he was. Kobe played bigger than he was. Sometimes LeBron don't play as big as he is, if that makes sense. He doesn't play as big as he is. Uber talented, physical freak. Mentality, though, it's just not quite killer enough for me. If I had a team, it's just not killer enough for me.
Go ahead, Newey. Who's your greatest player of all time in George Pickens basketball?
Oh, basketball greatest player of all time for me? I would definitely say LeBron. I gotta say that. That's just.
This is because he's young. My sons be talking this same stuff, man. This is because they young, man. I'm not gonna hold this against George, because my sons are in that same age range as George Pickens, man. It's pretty much all they've seen. And you think about people when they grow up in eras that their favorite player is in their era. And so my sons, they've grown up watching LeBron James. But if they would have grew up watching Michael Jordan, see, some of us, we're old enough, we've watched Jordan, we've watched Kobe, we've watched LeBron. We got a very good barometer of, you know, we've seen them all in so many situations, and so we can gauge this a lot better than they can. For them, you can't, boy, you can't convince some of these young folks, man. You cannot convince some of these young folks. And it is so crazy because, you know, and then they go back and watch some of Jordan's highlights and they like lose their mind. They're like, wow, I didn't know he could do that. Yeah, duh. You know, Michael Jordan was one of those guys you have to watch play. And so for this younger group, you know, LeBron is the most dominant player they've seen. And I understand why George is saying this. I ain't holding this against George Pickens. He's still the man.
It's just my era, but I definitely take the collective from each player. Like Kobe, he got the mentality. Bron got the athletics. And then Jordan, I feel like, honestly, Jordan had a little bit of both.
Yeah. Jordan had it all, man.
I know.
6-0 in the finals.
Big Z, you are not lying, bro. All the young dudes know it's Bron, bro. Bro, you hit it right on the head, bro. That's all they know is LeBron, boy. You can't tell them anything different. Even when they hear other players say that Jordan is the GOAT. I mean, so many players, Shaq and I mean, bro, Allen Iverson, man. So many of these players that have played the game and played against them, they'll tell you the same thing all the time. They'll tell you it's Jordan, but man, these young bucks, that's all they know is Bron. So I ain't mad at them.
And that's why I say I definitely agree, because that's your guys' era. Like, I already know.
See, again, he talking about eras. There it is. You know, to see Michael Jordan, you would never think anybody was better than Michael Jordan once you saw him play. You would just never, you would never think it. Never. You would never think it. Michael Jordan's mentality was insane.
You know what I mean? You guys look at him how we look at Bron, so definitely.
That's it. That's it.
Respectfully.
Why do you think?
But I'm laughing though because my sons, they came in the other day after we was having some knockdown, drag-out arguments about who was the GOAT. After LeBron signed with the 76ers, my sons came in and said he cannot be the GOAT any longer. My son said he could not be the GOAT any longer. They said he was totally disqualified for going to the 76ers.
It is working for you here. You know, like you're so comfortable on and off the field.
Yeah.
Everything. Why do you think it's working?
Definitely just, I'll probably say just the type of coaches, you know what I mean, type of coaches and the people around. When it's a different vibe and environment, then that's mostly what you're saying out of me now. Just definitely lighter, more lighthearted people. You know, they kind of just ask questions first, see your answer, kind of, you know what I mean, instead of just going with their own narrative. So definitely being around the guys too, that's definitely my number one thing always, just because when you can wake up in the morning, you see them and we're going through the same thing. So just being around the whole facility.
Say you're 50 years old, but you also said you're matured a little bit.
Pickens just said the culture, basically. That's what he just said. Yeah, Brandon Cup, you mentioned some great players, man. There's been some great players. Yeah, Oscar Robinson, and yeah, it's been some great players. Darren Posey said he went fishing with Jordan yesterday, then he woke up. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Older get, you know, definitely get mature. But I definitely just say different components of this year's team than last year's team in a great way.
How important is route running to you, and how do you work on it?
Super important. People don't understand route running is more of spatial awareness. So you're not really running a route like you see routes on Instagram and they look really cool, but it's just him and his trainer. When football is 11 guys on the field. So routes, honestly, are more spatial awareness than anything. So if you're getting man coverage, you got to sometimes lean on the defender while you're in man coverage to save space. It's all spatial awareness. So the cleanest route is never going to be a thing in my book. You know what I mean? It's always just going to be me open.
Boy, this boy. Man, George Pickens just dropped a megaton bomb, bro.
You can't handle the truth.
That boy just dropped a megaton bomb right there, man. George Pickens said, man, I'm always open, bro. The route don't matter. I'm always open. He said, just throw the ball up. He said, I'm always open. I love it. I love it. He said, I'm always open, bro. Yeah, I'm always open. I don't care nothing about the perfect route. I'm always open. I love it. I love it.
You know, you're naturally gifted, right? You can do all these things that other people can't do. That they say, he's not a technician.
Yeah. I'll probably definitely say that's true. I mean, in certain components, just because they say the same thing about LeBron, just because he's so athletic. You know what I mean? He's so athletic, so they, of course, going to say, oh, yeah, he can't do certain things. But if you really watch Bron game, he has IQ. He has floor vision, just like me. I have routes. You guys have seen it. I have catching ability. I can run after catch. Everything that you've seen out of a receiver, I've already did it. It's just more if I am 6'5", and I am 200 pounds. So it can get overlooked easily, and I kind of understand that.
All right, thanks, DP.
Yeah, that boy GP said I'm 7'11", bro. GP said, I'm 7'11", bro. I'm always open, man. That boy GP said he always open, boy. Put some respect on that man's name, bro.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on that man's name, bro. That boy said, I'm always open, boy. 7'11" up in here, man. 7'11". Darren Posey. Boy, let me tell you another dude. You said Amari Stoudemire. Boy, if Tracy McGrady. Oh, my gosh. Tracy McGrady would have been healthy his whole career, shoot, it would have been he would have been incredible too. Yeah. All right, let's move on over here to the injury update for the Cowboys.
Yes! Here we go!
We've already pretty much heard some of the injury update for the Cowboys, but let's just kind of do a quick recap on that. And again, you know, quite a few growing injuries out there, man. Quite a few growing injuries. I was glad to see Jalen Thompson back out there today. Oh, man, Penny Hardaway, Matthew Mackey. Penny Hardaway, boy. Oh, my gosh. Penny Hardaway. Yes, sir. So, Jalen Thompson, as we talk about the injury report, Jalen Thompson worked his way back out onto the field today. Not sure how much he got to do, but he was definitely back out there on the field. I'll show you some video momentarily. Says the Cowboys got good news in their safety room on Saturday. Brian Schottenheimer said Jalen Thompson hip would work back into practice on Sunday. There will still be absences in the safety room, and Zion Childress is still on track in rehab, but it'll be a little bit of time still before it returns. Malik Hooker was excused from practice for a personal reason. Additionally, 3 Cowboy players are dealing with growing injuries: Jayshawn Barham, Jonathan Bullard, Devin Moore. So I really think this is about the Cowboys have really been pushing these guys in practice this year. They have. They've really been pushing these guys. They've absolutely been pushing. You can tell, you know, Brian had already said they were going to ramp up these practices this year, and they were going to be a lot more physical. And again, when you're talking about 10 padded practices, you're talking about more head-to-head contact, pushing and shoving. So I think some of this is the result. So hopefully, you know, these guys will kind of get it together, and we'll get these guys all back out here on the field. We need our entire safety room. We need everybody to be healthy on this team going into the season, and we need to continue to battle attrition, because whoever can be the healthiest down the stretch, those are the teams that typically succeed. So that's kind of where we are on the injury front, on the injury report. So again, not overly concerned. I'm glad, because the reason why I'm not overly concerned is because there are 2 people who are not on there. Tyler Guyton is not on there. Sorry, had a brain freeze. Tyler Guyton is not on there, nor is Demarion Overshown. So as long as those 2 are not on that list, I'm not really concerned. All right, let's get into a little bit more here of, we didn't get a chance to listen to it yesterday. I want to see if we can go back and, even if we don't listen to the full interview, I want to go back and listen to Will McClay. Will McClay was on 105.3 The Fan yesterday. And I'm kind of interested in Will McClay, what he's saying, because I'm sure Will McClay
is now vice president of player
things about personnel. So let's check out Will McClay and see what he has to say. All right, let's see if we can do this one more time. All right. Yeah, I'm sure Will McClay
is now vice president of player personnel for the Dallas.
All right, let's check this out. This is Will McClay. Let's see what he has to say about the Cowboys and personnel. That's kind of where I am.
Cowboys, Will McClay on the Fan. And a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
I'm good. It's a day off, so we're good.
Shoot, chat. Now, are you guys evaluating opportunities here on this day off?
Yes. What we're doing now is going through the game that was played the other day. We're also going through all of the bodies that could be there if we need to pick up another position somewhere and looking at what's on the street. So trades, all that stuff. We're continuing to go through every opportunity right now.
What would be like your top 3 positions you're looking for right now?
He ain't telling you that.
I'm not telling you that because it's information that could be used against me. There's some on offense and some on defense. We're never one player away. We're always looking to get better. And if you can improve the bottom part of your roster at any point in time, we're going to look at that.
About halfway through that question, Brian looked at me funny. Right? That's not one you're going to get an answer for. It did seem like between Jerry and Steven and the things they said at the podium and then on our radio station, there's more, aggressiveness or open-minded towards a bigger move this training camp than usual. How would you characterize?
I mean, when you characterize bigger moves, are you talking salary, players? I mean, I think the moves that we want to make are ones that are going to make us a better team. Now, at what level that is, I couldn't tell you.
Now, what did I tell y'all the other day? Everybody keeps talking about Maxx Crosby, and we're in this Maxx Crosby frenzy, similar to how we were with Odell Beckham Jr. I saw somebody post this the other day with this whole Odell Beckham Jr. thing. People are, remember when we thought Odell Beckham Jr. was coming to town and people were, showing up at the basketball game with him and the fans were screaming for Odell Beckham Jr. Thank God we dodged that bullet. The man has no ligaments left. But people are the same way about Maxx Crosby. And I don't think the Cowboys are necessarily looking at Maxx Crosby right now. The Cowboys are looking for a player that can make them better. Maxx Crosby isn't the only player that can make the Cowboys better. And I think that's exactly what Will McClay is communicating here.
Depending upon when it comes up. I mean, if top of the depth chart opportunity comes for us at the right price and it makes sense.
What did I tell y'all the other day? It's got to make SENSE and it's got to make CENTS. It's got to make sense and sense. I mean, this is some people just, I understand that they want what they want, but what they want don't always work. What they want don't always work. For as much as Jerry says he'd be willing to do this, this, and this, but he's also got a group of advisors around him saying, but let's do what makes sense. Let's do what makes sense and not just what you want to do to please some people in the fan base. It don't work like that.
You have to look at that because we're not one player away and we're still trying to figure it out. So we're going to look at all those scenarios and see how.
So what did Will McClay just say? We're not one player away. You know what he just said? We're not a Maxx Crosby away. That's what Will McClay just said. We're not a Maxx Crosby away in the grand scheme of things.
It affects how it affects the other dominoes if something comes up.
Your emergency board right now is probably not as good as it'll be after the final cut, right?
Now, I wonder, he said, too, when you bring in somebody, how does it affect the rest of the dominoes? I wonder if one of the dominoes he's talking about is the long term of George Pickens. Because, we can put this off. We know he's playing under the franchise tag. We can put this on the back burner for now. But come at the end of this season, this is going to be a conversation. So you do still kind of got to look a little bit down the road.
No, yeah. Right now it's guys that have done things.
Yeah.
That haven't been anywhere.
Right.
That you have to have conviction in them to bring them on, and you got to have enough wherewithal to not. If you want to sign them, not to lose them too early. So there's the ramp-up conditioning. It's different now than it has been in the past. Like we used to go through 3 a day, things like that. It was continuous. So you look at it now, it's just different. So and they got to be in shape, and we've got to make sure you don't lose them because we're playing games here pretty soon. And so the guys that you want to go to war with, you want to make sure you have them.
Yeah. You've got the joint practices coming up. How important has that now become into your evaluation when you're finishing up this 53 compared to just the preseason games?
Yeah, that's really our preseason. A lot of teams don't play the real guys, so it's an opportunity for us to get the guys you're counting on. So it's a controlled situation. You can kind of control it. Maybe guys aren't as exposed out in the air, but you're still competing against somebody. But it gets a little bit harder as it goes on because teams aren't playing their guys as much. So it just becomes a little bit more difficult.
Do you ever text a guy like Les Snead with the Rams and you should be like, F you, dude?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Come on. Les is fun to do that with, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll let you do it. He'll let you do it.
And he'll do it right back.
He will.
But that's part of the deal, too, is like right now, behind the scenes, guys are going, hey, at least getting prepared for it because all of us want to improve our teams. We're not, we don't want to, we're not giving away the great parts, but we're also trying to make sure that, hey, this kid, you cut him. Is he smart? Can he handle it? Does he go through? Like, we're trying to find the right pieces to help us continue to, everybody wants to make their team better, and we're looking to try and find guys to add to the bottom of the roster.
See, this is what I keep talking about the Cowboys bringing in somebody. This is why I keep saying, temper your expectations. They're going to improve this roster. I guarantee you, before the start of the season. They're going to improve the roster. There might even be some players that right now that people think that are sure, shoe-ins to make this team, and they might not make the team. If there's somebody out there better, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys will go out there and get them. But at the end of the day, what you are looking at is the Cowboys no longer want to be a team that is driven by a player. It don't mean that you don't go out there and get a Quentin Williams. It don't mean that you don't get a Kenny Clark or Caleb Downs or George Pickens and have a CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams. It doesn't mean those things. But what it is saying is that you also want a system in place to where the system, it's more about guys who fit the system, and maybe you can make some tweaks to the system to where it fits the guys, but you got to meet a balance somewhere to where everything works perfectly together. And so the Cowboys are looking for the right types of players.
Do we overstate the need for just a premier all-pro badass as a pass rusher, or compared to like a Seattle team that just wins the Super Bowl with not like a clear-cut one kind of pass rusher, but just depth all over the place?
I think, the teams that have the unique high sack rate, one guy, they tend not to be as productive as teams with multiple guys. So now you can't, play off of one. But the good players also get, the great players also get the other players' sacks as well. I would like to have, I'm coming at you with multiple bullets in the chamber, so that affects your protection, all of those different things. You want to have as many rushers as you can get.
Have you seen a change?
See, I'm telling us, man, there are some people who talk about the Cowboys in past tense. We got to talk about the Cowboys in present tense and future tense. They've been screaming this ever since they traded Micah Parsons. They don't want to be that defense again. They don't want to be the defense that's predicated on one main player. The Cowboys are basically saying, rather than having the best edge rusher in the game, they would rather have Rashawn Gary, Donovan Ezeraku, James Houston. Let's throw another guy in. Maybe a Von Miller-ish type of guy. They would rather have more guys who can rush the passer rather than putting all their eggs in one basket and one guy who can rush the passer. That's kind of what they're saying. And so they don't want to be that defense again. They don't want to be that defense again. They want to be a defense that can come at you all different kinds of ways.
In how certain positions are perceived since you've been in the league, like defensive tackle, seems like now there's an added emphasis, whereas before maybe not so much. Just that as one example, but other positions maybe that stand out to you.
There's changes. It's even the running back position. A little while ago, nobody wanted to pay running backs. Well, now they're paying running backs. It's if the defensive tackles are getting paid, guess what? The guards are going to have to get paid now. So it's kind of cyclical, kind of how it happens. And I think the game is changing again. The running backs are paid. Why? Well, I can't block those guys up front, so I have to run the football, so I have to have somebody to be able to do that at a high level. So it's all the changes in the league, and depending upon how you play your game.
There's things that you maybe had an idea when you helped hire this defensive coordinator and then the coaches that were brought on staff. As you evaluate that, is there some things you've kind of picked up that will help you with your player evaluation to help them down the way by watching them coach?
Oh, no question. I mean, that's a big part of it. Now we sit and they give us their what they want, and they can explain the defense and all that other stuff. Now you got to sit in a room and see them coach. You have to understand how they talk. You see how different guys accept that information. You know, you learn about the teachers as well, and then you learn if they can evaluate as well. Like some coaches are great coaches but can't evaluate.
Yeah.
I would say this staff, they evaluate very well because a lot of them have come from college. In college, you got to evaluate your guy that you're going to coach, those things. And then the way that CP puts it, and they put the staff together, they're very clear on all the different things that they are trying to accomplish defensively. What's been unique for me with this staff, and I've been around a lot of them and a lot of great ones, even with Bill, like every coach has their structure and how they want to do things. The detail that CP and the staff have put it together and making sure that guys know what's going on regardless of position is unique, and the way that they coach it and teach it. And so hopefully that will help us be a better defense faster.
Do you like watching practice by yourself?
Coaching matters.
I can't stand by anybody else.
See, that's what I thought.
I
thought
have to walk around.
I saw you, and I'm like, he cannot. Don't go talk to him during practice.
I can't, because then I'm not watching practice. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting on the scouts about watching practice. Well, if 2 or 3 of us are standing there, we're going to miss something if we're talking.
Yeah.
And I just like to walk
They're
around.
going to ask you about some school call they got to make, and you just missed like Revel making a really good hip turn there and getting
right. And it's about camaraderie too. We're going to crack a joke or hey, look, Broadus is picking his nose. No, let's pay attention to what's happening.
They always get you on film doing that. By the way,
they'll zoom in right in.
They do.
It's embarrassing. It really is.
With all the changes to college and the NIL, and now you've got this 5th-year option. You guys had Cole Hudson in here. Right now he's going back to Texas.
He's going back to Texas, yeah.
How much does that now, okay, as we're prepping for the draft, like we've got to take in all of these changes and still be able to, by April, put our board together?
Yeah, that's, again, the greatness of our college scouts and the college department and what they do and what we ask them to do because of all that. If I'm asking you to find out about a guy and he's in your area this year, well, they won at LSU and he's a great guy, but he left Mississippi State and they can't stand him. So it's piecing all those things together. There's so much that they have to do to get that part of it right so that we got to identify the player right. Then you got to figure out the person, and you got to talk to 12 people to figure out the person. Then our psychiatrists, like all the different people that we involve in it to try and find out who they are. But the scout's job is to, number one, dig the character. But number two, your job is to also evaluate. Do we like them enough? Then we'll put more resources into really digging into the ones because we can't get all of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, why are teams going away and just using information gatherers? It seems like the old scouts, like, and not to that be old like me, but like the older scout, we're not seeing that as much anymore.
Well, because
these young kids are just going out and like checking boxes and stuff.
The advent of AI, analytics, and so you can always find an answer to your question if you make those numbers right. And so, I mean, and analytics helps you find those things. It's tying it together. I think that we have a great analytics department, but I trust my computer here as well. Yeah. And then I trust the boots on the ground because it's still people. A computer's not going to be able to tell me if I ask that defensive coordinator a question if he's lying or not, or if he's trying to protect his value as a coach and telling me, oh, yeah, he's great at block destruction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what am I going to say? If I'm asking a coach, I'm going to say, no, he's not great at it. Right. Yeah. It's my responsibility. So but there's, we want numbers, and so, we want all the information, so hopefully it can help us make decisions. We just feel like you're still dealing with people. You have to understand how people work. You have to understand how the numbers work or find people that can help you find your blind spots, but it's still people. We're not making tires. We're not making batteries. It's a bunch of dudes working together, dealing with other people, so that's why it's so important.
It's VP of Player Personnel for your Cowboys, Will McClay, with us on The Fan. You said a better defense faster. You guys really set up CP, I think, well when it comes to transitioning to the play style that he wants. Was that intentional even before he got here? Did you know?
Yeah, I told y'all, and I've been telling y'all, George Pickens is the accelerated program. There is no doubt in my mind. Christian Parker is the accelerated program. Jerry was convinced that if he hired Christian Parker, he was convinced by Brian Schottenheimer, this guy will not be like Matt Eberflus, Zimmer, Nolan, guys in the past. The defense will hit the ground running. Oh, by the way, he's going to need certain types of players. They went out and did both. They got Christian Parker, brought in BT Jordan. B.T. Jordan is a key indicator of what the Cowboys are trying to do. B.T. Jordan is a key indicator of what the Cowboys are trying to do. They want a plethora of pass rushers, and they don't necessarily want the best pass rusher. Now, if they can get him for the right price, they'll get him. But I don't think that's what they're looking for. They just want good pass rushers, and they believe that the coaching will bridge the gap because they want to make it where everybody can pass rush better. They not only want Rashawn Gary and Ezra Raku, they want Kenny Clark, in particular Quinnen Williams, to be able to get more sacks from that defensive tackle position. Even some of these guys from the linebacker position get some sacks from that position. They want guys to be able to get sacks from all over the place. They want to fix it to where if they get somewhere, let's just say they were to get 40 or 45 sacks, the Cowboys would be very content with having 45 sacks and not having one double-digit sack getter. They would be very content. So, again, man, Christian Parker, get the defense better faster. Bottom line.
That's the playing style we're going to push this defense to?
It came from the head coach, first of all, knowing what he wanted. So him going out and wanting to interview all of these people let us know that the direction is going to change. He wanted to do it his way. And then opening up that deal and talking to guys that coached in college, guys that have been in the NFL, not being afraid of trying to bring a collective group of people together to get this thing going the right way, that set the stage for it to be, some of the things that you're.
Bottom line, James Bowie. Bottom line. And I'm going to tell you, man, James Bowie, I'm sorry, they were a Bo Nix away from going to the Super Bowl. And I think we might would have saw a different Super Bowl had the Denver Broncos went to the Super Bowl. I think we would have saw a different Super Bowl for sure. I think we might would have saw an upset, and the Denver Broncos might would have knocked them boys off. I mean, that pass rush for the Denver Broncos, absolutely ferocious. I'm still trying to figure out the phantom Bo Nix foot break. I don't understand it. I don't understand that one right there. Jeremy Best said, I've been telling y'all they built the defense around Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And off that middle pressure rush, and all the rest will be running free off the attention of those guys in demand. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. What up, D-Block? Yeah, Denver Broncos, I believe, win that. I think they might have went to the Super Bowl and won it. That pass rush was ferocious because of B.T. Jordan. So, again, Frank Lawrence, he said Malachi Lawrence, UCF is going to get 8 to 10 sacks if they give him a legit shot. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he got 7 to 8 sacks. I wouldn't be surprised with the system they're going to run. So, the Cowboys, I'm telling us, they are not interested. If they can get Maxx Crosby for a good price, we're going to see what happens. But again, I don't think the Raiders are going to let go of well, you know what? We're going to talk about Maxx Crosby in just a moment. I'm going to tell you something that I think Maxx Crosby is doing. I'm going to tell you something.
Seeing now, that starts from Schotty, and then like Jerry being willing to do that as well, because, in this business, people tend to go with who they know. So to go outside of that shows confidence in your ability to do your job. And so that, to me, that has helped us kind of grow, and it's helped our scouting department see things at a more global, it's just a different way of doing things. And so taking those opportunities to get better.
When it comes to the philosophy of team building, I could see like a couple of ways that you could, advocate for more urgency, right? Dak is approaching his mid-30s. He's healthy. He's playing MVP-level football. The Rams just did what they did. How do you balance the long term with guys? Maybe we got to pick one of these years before Dak's in his late 30s and really truly go for it and try to do what the Rams just did in an offseason.
I mean, it's one of those deals where you what's the best way to put it? You handle the plate that you're given, right? Mm-hmm. We have really good players and contracts have gone this way and all those other things. You have to put your team together as best regardless of circumstance, just like your budget at home. Well, you got to put it together what works best for you within your situation.
Q-Town dude, what up?
And so, I just feel like if you have the right people and you're putting together the process together, you have a chance to overcome where you might not have the greatest of great.
Okay.
As if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Did it, Brian? Because I was codedly trying to.
Bro, I tell you what, you slalom ski better than anybody I've seen in my life.
Impressive to watch.
Rice University, baby.
Let me ask you this and follow
What
up.
up, Newhouse? Good to see you, my brother. Now notice how Will McClay is talking versus how Jerry Jones talked. Y'all kind of catching what Will McClay is kind of putting down? You know, you kind of go with the hand that you're dealt. And it doesn't seem like, at this point at least, and I would dare say, I just think the Cowboys have already made some great moves, but everybody keeps waiting on the Cowboys to make that Rams move. I'm not sure it's coming. I don't think it's going to come before the trade deadline. I don't think that move is coming before the trade deadline. I think there are going to have to be some things that's going to happen unless, and I'm going to talk to you in a minute about doggone Maxx Crosby. I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that.
On that idea of Dak in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
At what point do you think it makes sense to start spending more resources on finding who could be the heir apparent?
I think we have to, and I think there's different ways of doing it. I think we approached it in a way with Joe Milton last year, making a trade for a young player, addressing it that way, because if you can't get him in the draft, you have to get him somewhere, so you have to have a process to do that. Signing Sam Howell gives you 3 guys that have ability that played in the league that gives you some depth there, and you've always got to be looking. And then a point I want to bring up before I leave is, like you were talking about Dak, one of the greatest things about Dak is his leadership. Yeah. I think one of the things that we've changed and can continue to grow and get better is the people that are in the building with him. Now it's not all on him. That they also are driven to win, and they got their legacy they want to build. They realize the value of him. And what he brings, and he doesn't have to take it all himself, and they're genuine about it. Like sitting in meetings, I think is something different.
Best thing the Cowboys did, took some of the weight of this team off the shoulders of Rain Dakota Prescott. One of the best things they did. It's one of the best things they did. They were putting way too much on Dak Prescott. And I'm telling us, we never did that with Troy Aikman. Tom Landry never did that with Roger Staubach. When you look at those 2 Super Bowl era teams, they always had great running backs, great offensive lines, great wide receivers, great tight ends, great defenses. They made sure they had that on those teams. That's been one of the biggest issues on this team, is that they have, for whatever reason, even with Tony Romo, and man, I told y'all about Tony Romo. I've been telling y'all about Tony Romo. Tony Romo, they were putting way too much on a very immature young man. Tony Romo was very immature. Dak was way more mature in his rookie season than Tony Romo was later in his career. I mean, late in his career. So the Cowboys have always put too much on these 2 quarterbacks. And they have finally gotten to a point where they're saying, we're going to bring in some other leaders. Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Caleb Downs, even DeMarion Overshown. You got other leaders. George Pickens. George Pickens is a leader on this team. You got Ty Smith. He's a leader. Guys like that. So you got to get as many leaders on your team as possible. Many generals. Get generals on your team. There's a guy that can be the captain, but get you some more generals and spread some of that around. Spread some of that responsibility around. It's been one of the worst things they did to Dak Prescott.
Different. We got to win. We got to play football games. But we have an opportunity because of what Schotty's built and the people you got in the building. It's not just a couple of guys. It's a collective group of guys, plus the young guys that are going to grow and are doing it the right way right now. I'm very proud of this young group. Everybody you talk to about how they come out, they approach business not only inside the building but out of it. So now we're about business. And not about the outside stuff that happens in being a Cowboy. Sometimes we got more people to say, if your head gets in the clouds, to pull you back down, and hopefully we can have success.
How important is that on the defensive side of football?
Ice cold Cowboy. We were talking about it yesterday. Cloud 9, bro. There it is. cloud nine, trying to keep guys' heads out of the cloud nines, man. That's it. Building a team, putting more responsibility on everybody, having leaders on this team to help the absolute captain of this team, which is Dak Prescott. Yep, Schotty is doing it the right way. No doubt about it.
It was important to our team. I think it was important to our organization because people can come in here and because you have the star, because you guys spend time talking about it, we're all over TV. That's what.
And I think this is one of the things that kind of messed up Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons started loving that spotlight and loving that stage.
They want. Well, if my main goal is to win a championship, the star is great. I want to add value to the star, and the star doesn't. You know what I mean? Yep. If we have enough of those people, now we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Is Barham the biggest football psycho in a positive way on this team right now?
There's several, but yeah, that's my pet bulldog right there. Yeah. Love the kid and the way he approached. The star is great. I want to add value to the star.
You ever heard John F. Kennedy? John F. Kennedy used to have some great quotes. John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country? And you think about in the past, there have been people on this team, they come here like, what can the Cowboys do for me? But now we got players on this team, and what Will McClay just basically said is, we have players on this team now saying, what can we do to bring value to the Dallas Cowboys? There are people who eat off the value of the Cowboys, but what value do they bring to the Dallas Cowboys themselves? Now we got players who are doing that. I absolutely love it. Jabril Quinn said earlier, he said this is the best chat on YouTube, no doubt about it. He said these are some of the greatest Cowboys fans in the world in this chat. No doubt about it. Best fans in the world. That's what he said. Let me make sure. Yeah. He's got some of the best Cowboys fans in the world. No doubt about it. Best chat on YouTube. No doubt about it. James Bowie, I appreciate you. He said this is the best Cowboy show on YouTube, hands down. Appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you. To God be the glory. Let me see. Matthew Mackey, he says, it's more about the offensive and defensive coaches calling the right plays at the right time. 2016 was a major setback for Cowboys Nation. Now we got a real coach who knows how to manage a game. Yeah, man. Yeah, Ronan DeVos, this is one of the big issues. Dak had less pressure with a rookie running back, Zeke. Exactly. You're right. And you know what, Ronan? You think about some of the players on that team, you know, a younger Zach Martin and Travis Frederick, Ty Smith. You know, Dak had Dez Bryant, Jason Witten. You know, Dak had quite a few leaders on that team, and all the pressure wasn't on Dak Prescott, so it let Dak Prescott go out there and just play so freely. But now you got Dak Prescott, and I think what's been happening in some of these playoff games, Dak has been playing in a mode of, I can't make a mistake because my team isn't good enough for me to make a mistake. My defense isn't good enough. My running game isn't good enough. I can't make a mistake. Man, that's a lot of pressure. You play a little bit tight sometimes like that. Yeah, you're right, Katharina Kiss. Now Parsons has none of that anymore, G. Yeah, and it might be good for him. But the stage was too big for him. I think the stage was too big for Trayvon Diggs. I think sometimes when you think about players, when they come to Dallas, there are things they'll do here they won't do anywhere else because the stage ain't big enough to do it anywhere else. And that's why I applaud George Pickens. George Pickens could have showed he could have acted a plumb fool on the biggest stage in football. And rather than acting a fool, he showed his maturity on the biggest stage in football. On the biggest stage in football. Doomsday said the Cowboys will get that Super Bowl in 2027. I've been saying that for a year. I'm not counting them out for this year, Doomsday. I'm not counting them out for this year. You know, I've been saying it, 2026, no later than 27. I'm not going to count them out this year. All you need is a few things to go your way.
The star doesn't. You know what I mean? Yep. If we have enough of those people, now we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Is Barham the biggest football psycho in a positive way on this team right now?
There's several, but yeah, that's my pet bulldog right there. Yeah. Love the kid and the way he approaches it as a young. Again, that's what I'm talking about. Young dudes like that come in and aren't that aren't, awestruck by the star. You guys are talking to him. Mm-hmm. He is who he is. So if we get people who are who they are and we let them do that and they're at the level, now we got a shot. And he is who he is. Don't change that kid.
I'm going to take a shot at everybody else in the league that didn't draft him. Do you think teams didn't know where to play him?
Yeah, I think teams did not know where to play him. He's yes. You got to figure out where to put
You had an idea where to play the kid. You had an idea.
Does that happen a lot?
Everybody, again, they put teams together.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you haven't paid attention, Will McClay, this may have been one of Will McClay's best drafts. Will McClay, if y'all don't realize it, he is so proud of this draft. This draft in particular, he is proud of this draft. They were able to get Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, Jayshon Barham, LT Overton, Devin Moore. This was an incredible draft. Round after round after round after round. Will McClay is proud of this draft. In particular, as you can tell, yeah, I'm with you, Trey. He called Jayshon Barham his pet bulldog. But I know he's proud of this draft because it was a great draft.
Differently, and so if I have a guy that he's a linebacker and they move him down, well, why did they move him down?
Exactly.
We're always looking for reasons to say why I'm not getting the guy.
Yeah.
Good football player that if you can read the triangle, stack behind the line of scrimmage and go make a play there, and then stack the edge and then rush the passer at a high level, you're a really good football player, and we have to find something that you can do too. They're not finished products when they come to the league. That's what coaching is for too. So if my coaches tell me what they want, and then you see it, and then they believe in it, you got a shot because there was a vision that was there.
Yeah. How big of a role could he handle, you think, as a rookie? How impressed have you guys been so far?
Very impressed, but I'm not going to put too much meat on his plate because it's a long season, but he's taking it right now. He's going to be a valuable asset to us this season.
Yeah.
I love it. Vice President of Player Personnel, Will McClay with you here on The Fan. Thank you so much for your time. Give help. We'll be pulling for you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Jayshon Barham is going to play this year. LT Overton, he's going to play this year. These rookies the Cowboys drafted, Malachi Lawrence, they're going to play this year. They absolutely are going to play. They're playing, man. These guys are going to be contributors. That's how you win championships, man, when you can bring in some of these young guys like that and play. There will be blood. He said, yeah, I believe as fans of your podcast, we laugh, we cry, we joke, and best of all, we agree to disagree, but come back united as true Cowboy fans. Always, man. We try to keep as many facts as we can because I think the truth will set people free. And it frees you of a lot of animosity. All right, so that was Will McClay. So, man, the next two things are quick hits, and then we're going to get to the plays of the day. We're going to end it with the plays of the day. But, man, let me tell y'all something, bro. I want to know where y'all are with this. I really want to know where y'all are with this. Let's move over here to Maxx Crosby.
Yes! Here we go!
I really want to know where y'all are with this thing on Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby may be trying to pull a Micah Parsons. For as happy as Maxx Crosby says that he is with the Raiders and he wants to be a Raider, Maxx Crosby to me is doing some Micah Parsons level shenanigans. And you may be wondering, like, what are these shenanigans that you're talking about? Maxx Crosby got into a scuffle with Kirk Cousins. And I'm going to be honest with you. I clearly understand why Kirk Cousins got in the face of Maxx Crosby. Everybody knows why quarterbacks wear red shirts. Everybody knows why quarterbacks wear red shirts. And Maxx Crosby is up in here putting his hands on Kirk Cousins, Who don't know you don't touch the quarterback? And for Maxx Crosby to be saying that he wants to be a Raider, well, you want to know how you get out of town? This is almost the equivalent of laying on the training table. It says here, tempers flared during the Raiders training camp practice on Friday when defensive end Maxx Crosby hit Kirk Cousins twice. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why everybody is starting to say, "Oh yeah, bring him to Dallas." Hold on, let's pump the brakes for us. Let's pump the brakes for a moment. So, how would we feel if Rashawn Gary had hit Dak Prescott twice? How would we be feeling right now? How would we be feeling? I tell you right now, if Rashawn Gary was putting his hands on Dak Prescott, the fan base would be in an uproar. And I'm going to tell you somebody else would be in an uproar. Jura Jones. Jura Jones would be in an uproar. Players on this team would be in an uproar. They would probably be throwing hands. Why would Crosby be hitting Kirk Cousins? No, Kirk Cousins isn't Dak Prescott. But come on, man, there is etiquette. There is etiquette when you play this game, and everybody know you don't touch the quarterback. Now, you touch the quarterback once, accident. You touch the quarterback twice, yeah, it's on and popping. It's a fight. Yeah, it's a fight. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if a defensive end, I don't care who he is, if he hits Tom Brady, if Tom Brady was still playing this game and a defensive end on his team hit Tom Brady twice in a practice, I'm telling you Tom Brady is swinging. Tom Brady is swinging. He that type of quarterback. There are a lot of quarterbacks in this league. They would be swinging on you. I don't care who you are. If you are hitting the quarterback in practice, stop it, bruh. Stop it. That's pure nonsense. That is pure nonsense. And I don't understand why Maxx Crosby is doing something like that. I want to see more on this particular story, but this is dumb. This is dumb. And people are saying, yeah, man, bring him on over to Dallas. And people are even implying that Crosby is now doing things to get out of his contract. What? So that's what we're wanting now. I'm gonna tell y'all something about Maxx Crosby. Take it for what you can take it or leave it. I'm just telling you about Maxx Crosby. And Maxx Crosby's been moving in some crazy ways here as of late. He came across my television with a rap video the other day. What? Have y'all not noticed kind of how Maxx Crosby has been moving? Having interviews with his shirt off. I'm sure he's done that before. But he's always having the interviews with his shirt off. He ain't all up in the rap videos. He making his own rap. He making his own rap videos. What are you doing, bro? Oh, I want to be a Raider. Now you fighting with Kirk Cousins? Both of them got held out of practice today. And I'm going to tell you something. Boy, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going to give Kirk Cousins. Boy, I'm about to give Kirk Cousins some kudos. Man, I do not condone fighting. But boy, I'm about to give Kirk Cousins some kudos, bro. This is your first year on the Raiders. This is Maxx Crosby's team in a sense. Maxx Crosby is violating the rules, hitting you at practice. Kirk Cousins got in Maxx Crosby's face? What? Hey, man. Shoot, hey, hold on.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
Boy, you put some respect on Kirk Cousins' name. Put some respect on this man's name. Kirk Cousins got in Maxx Crosby's face, grabbing the All-Pros jersey while both exchanged words before it was broken up. What? Boy, Kirk Cousins said, stop playing with me, bro. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. And my problem is with this coaching staff. The first time Maxx Crosby hit, the first time he hit Kirk Cousins, they should have took him out of practice right then. Because I'm sure Kirk Cousins said something the first time he hit him in practice. Should have took his butt out of practice right then. Rather than letting it get to a point that Maxx Crosby got the unmitigated gall to hit Kirk Cousins again. What? Bruh. Y'all, hey, man. To each his own. I don't want no player like that on my team. I don't want that. I don't want no player like that on my team. Nah, bro, you don't hit the quarterback here. I don't want that player on my team. Derrick Rose said, you like that? That boy Kirk Cousins said he don't like that, Derrick Rose. He said he don't like that, man. I don't want that kind of stuff in Dallas. That's bull junk. I don't want you. If you gotta get out of your contract like that, that's bull junk. And we got people who are in such a frenzy about Maxx Crosby. Yeah, man, bring him on to Dallas. What? I don't want that nonsense. I don't want that nonsense. Nope, don't want that nonsense in Dallas. That is crazy. And nobody should be applauding that junk. And people are applauding. Yeah, man, bring him on to Dallas. What? Shoot, I don't need that mess. That's Michael Parsons type junk. That's stupid stuff. It's absolute dumb. Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak told reporters Kirk Cousins and Maxx Crosby were held out of practice Saturday for violating team rules with their fighting during practice on Friday. What? You should have kicked Maxx Crosby out of practice the first time he hit Kirk Cousins. Stop it. Stop it. Stupid. It took for Kirk Cousins to get in Maxx Crosby's face. That's stupid stuff, man. That's stupid stuff. Shoot. Booby D, I'm with you, bro. Cousins a G, bro. Fuck Kirk Cousins. Booby D. That boy Kirk Cousins about his, bro. That boy Kirk Cousins about his. Grab this man's jersey. And you got to think about, man, Kirk Cousins is older than Maxx Crosby. Shoot. You grabbed him by the jersey. Hey, nephew. Hold on, nephew. Hold on now. Hold on, nephew. And my issue with this is, why did he do it? Why would he disrespect Kirk Cousins like that? This, to me, sounds like that somewhere, because y'all remember, we did a show a few weeks ago. Maxx Crosby had sent out some cryptic text, a cryptic message on X, talking about people taking care of the business or whatever the case may be. And now, all of a sudden, Maxx Crosby knows the rules. Maxx Crosby has been in this league for years. There's no excuse for this behavior. Maxx Crosby has been in this league for years. Everybody know you don't touch the quarterback. Who don't know this? Heck, we know it and we ain't never played. Heck, we know it. We know you don't touch the quarterback. He not only did it once, he did it twice. I'm sorry. There should be more discipline for Maxx Crosby. There should be more discipline for Maxx Crosby. And I'm going to tell you something. It makes me wonder, where's Tom Brady on this? Where's Tom Brady on this? Because if I'm Tom Brady, I'm highly offended. Because Maxx Crosby has got to be doing this for a reason. Why is he doing this? Is he trying to Is he trying to test out the Raiders front office to see what they're going to do? Why is he doing this? I'm just wondering. Matthew Mackey said he's trying to get a new quarterback. Yeah, he's trying to get a new quarterback. He's trying to get his butt out of town. Yeah, he's trying to get his butt out of town to a new quarterback, sound like to me. This, to me, is the type of stuff that gets you put off of a team. Sound like to me Crosby's trying to do something here. I'm with you, Alfonso. He needs to be suspended. Kirk Cousins shouldn't get the same punishment as Maxx Crosby. That coaching staff should have stepped up and said, Maxx Crosby, don't hit Kirk Cousins again. The coaching staff should have said that. Sure, I am Gambit. He said Kirk Cousins had to let him do it. Boy, Kirk. Man, I'm giving Kirk Cousins some credit, though, because Kirk Cousins got to be crazy, bro. Man, Maxx Crosby would body slam. Maxx Crosby could body slam Kirk Cousins like 13 times before he even blinked. Shoot, dude, they said, gee, I would have whooped Crosby's big butt. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you too, Derrick Rose. Nah, Tyler Smith would have had a problem, bro. Tyler Smith would have had a problem. It'd have been some hands thrown that day at practice. Hey, man, it would have been some serious. It'd have been some serious fighting that day. I am Gabby. He said Crosby a little nuts. And, hey, I'm Gabby. He said Maggle. He said he Maggle. Man, I don't think Maggle got nothing. Hold on a second. Let me go. I'm sorry, real estate vet. Let me see what real estate vet had to say about this. Real estate vet said, I remember tapping the quarterback of my high school team during practice just to let him know he was down. The whole office tried to fight me. Bro, for real though. Real estate vet, boy, that's real life right there, bro. Real estate vet, that's real life, bro. Man, people don't let you, man, I'm sorry, but I think Maxx Crosby is trying to pull a Parsons, bro. This to me is almost one of them things like laying on an equipment table. It sounds like to me Maxx trying to do something to get off this team. Quinn said the team would have been on Max's butt here in Dallas. Boy, yes. Especially, bro, you just your first year on the team. Man, this right here, bro. Demetrius Noel, I'm telling you, bro, this don't sit well with me. I wouldn't want this dude on my team, man. I wouldn't want this dude on my team, bro. Incognito said this AI picture's crazy, G. Boomer D said you like it. Kirk Cousins said Bro, I'm telling you, man, something isn't right here, bro. Something isn't right here. This seems like Crosby, and I could be totally wrong, but this seems like Crosby trying to do something here, bro. Because you don't do this right here. Everybody knows you don't do this. Who don't know you don't do this, bro? We all know you don't touch the quarterback under any circumstances. Even if it's Kirk Cousins. We know Kirk Cousins ain't there to stay. But you don't do this type of stuff, and that's crazy to me. Crosby started fights against, Crosby might get released from the team. Dallas be like, he out. Nah, I'm out. We good. We still good. Yeah. It seems like to me, Quentin Scott, he's trying to do some crazy shenanigans, bro. Because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Mr. Take Your Chick, he said ever since Jerry said he would be willing to give up a good draft pick for a player, the NFL been looking for a real good lately with rumors about Christian Gonzalez. Gonzalez ain't going nowhere. Shoot, Patriots ain't trading Gonzalez. That man put the clanks on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Shoot, ain't no way. Yeah, James Bowie, I'm hoping that Darren Woodson get in there next year. I'm absolutely hoping. But again, y'all tell me what you think. It's a little bit crazy to me. It's a little bit crazy to me. So, all right. Let's hit these last couple of topics. Poobie D got me nervous. He said I'm froze up on the screen, so I hope my internet ain't slowing down. All right. There will be blood. He said it would not have taken 2 days for that nonsense. Yeah. No excuses for Crosby. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like Haley putting hands on Aikman. It's wrong. Yeah, there's no excuse. And then people come like, yeah, hand the guy. I don't know, bro. I got a problem with that. All right, I want to show you one thing real quick about Dak Prescott, and then we're going to hit these big plays that we're going to get out of here.
Yeah! Here we go!
I told y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. If Dak Prescott gets a Super Bowl, Dak Prescott is going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. If Dak Prescott wins a Super Bowl, he is going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I think we mentioned this yesterday, but I want to come back and I want to emphasize another thing about Dak Prescott. Y'all do realize that Dak Prescott is number 31 on the top 100 list. George Pickens is at 36. Dak Prescott is at 31. I'm wondering if there are more Cowboys on this list. I can't remember, but I don't think Quentin has been on there yet. I don't think Ty Smith has been on there yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we have more Cowboys coming up on this thing. But Dak Prescott is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer if he wins a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, number 31, none other than Michael Parsons talking about Dak Prescott. Check this out.
Been saying Dak was an elite quarterback. I always said he didn't get the respect that he deserved.
Prescott, Parsons chasing him.
I always said he couldn't outrun me, and going against it was a handful.
That is an unbelievable play.
Seeing the success he's had and proving a lot of people wrong, I'm happy about that for him.
Like that was quick.
Yeah. See how I always believe in these boys.
Yeah! Here we go.
Dak Prescott's anticipation of when he threw this ball, he laid it to that back of the end zone was textbook.
He can make every throw. He's a fantastic leader. He can hit the right tone on game days to get guys up the level.
Let's go! Let's go! We got to win the fight. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to stay on their ass.
The great leader that he is, the great person he is on the field and off the field.
All night, no matter what happens, stick together.
To be on the same team to him, to learn from him has been phenomenal.
Oh, Big Q.
Don't think I've ever seen him in a bad mood.
Oh, yeah. Chicken broth.
Just a guy who's been doing it for a long time, knows how to manage a game.
Prescott runs up out of the pocket. He sprints to the right. He dumps the ball to Williams. They drew it up in the dirt. I love the energy. I feel it.
That is some play by a very, very confident quarterback, Dak Prescott.
Runs to his left, to the 10, to the 5, touch to his right. Somersault to the goal line.
Every time he's out there, he's in command. If you're a player or coach, you know how good he is. He sees everything that's going on.
That is what I call a bucket. Just drop it in the bucket, Dak.
He's the highest paid quarterback for a reason.
Dak Prescott has become the all-time leading passer in Cowboys history.
The most passing yard in the franchise.
Yeah, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, you may wonder why I'm saying this, but if Dak Prescott gets a Super Bowl, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And the reason why he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer is because people are going to look at the level of difficulty. I talked about this the other day, and I'm telling you, people might not believe it, but they're going to look at the level of difficulty. They're going to look at the type of team that Dak Prescott has played on. They're going to look at the teams. They're going to look at the teams and not even necessarily comparing them to anybody else's teams. They're just going to look at the teams that he's played on and what he's meant to those teams. And to even add more proof to this, I want you to look at Drew Brees and Dak Prescott's first 10 years. This is Dak Prescott. People don't realize how great this guy is. Dak Prescott versus Drew Brees. First 10 years of their careers. 139 games, 138 games. Dak Prescott, better record. Completion percentage, better. Passing yards, better. Touchdowns, better. Interceptions, better. Passer rating, better. What we need now from Dak Prescott is Dak's just got to go all the way to the Super Bowl. That's it. One Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, first ballot Hall of Fame. First ballot, lock. Hall of Fame. If Dak Prescott get 2 Super Bowls, he might get in the Hall of Fame before he even retires. He get two Super Bowls, he might go to the Hall of Fame before he even retires. Dak Prescott gets 2 Super Bowls over the next 3 seasons. We're going to look back and realize that Dak Prescott is one of the top, I guarantee you, he'll be in the top 20. Statistically, he'll be top 20, top 10 in every major category. And if you tack 2 Super Bowls on that, people are going to look back at Dak Prescott's career and they're going to realize something. This dude was incredible. They're gonna realize how incredible this dude is. He just got to get that Super Bowl. He knows it. We knows it. If Dak don't get a Super Bowl, it doesn't mean that he wasn't a great quarterback. Let's make that clear. If he doesn't get a Super Bowl, that doesn't mean he wasn't a great quarterback, because he is. But if he gets that Super Bowl, and I believe he's going to get it, that Super Bowl solidifies him in the annals of history that he was one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. And I believe he's going to get one. Dak messed around to get 2. I'm telling you, they'll put a statue out in front of they'll have a statue over there in Arlington. I'm telling you right now. Right now. Dak Prescott, man, people don't realize this dude's statistics are incredible. If he was anywhere but Dallas, people would already be singing this man's praises. If he was anywhere but Dallas. But Dak's been incredible. He's been incredible. And again, when people look at Dak's playoff record, 2-5, go back and show me how many rushing yards did they have in those games. What happened with the defense? Go back and show me. Again, people can argue about, hey, the San Francisco 49er game, that was Dak Prescott's fault. Okay, we can argue that game. But when you look back at some of those other games, man, it wasn't Dak Prescott's fault. Dak's biggest issue, and we're finally getting away from this, Dak's biggest issue is everybody putting everything on Dak Prescott's shoulders. Now we're at a point, just like Will McClay said, just like I've been saying, they've taken some of the weight off of the shoulders of Dak Prescott. And when you go back and look at these quarterbacks when they win Super Bowls, it's when they take the weight off of their shoulders that they win Super Bowls. That's when they win. You take the weight off their shoulders. This is why the Buffalo Bills, they're never going to win a Super Bowl as long as they keep putting all the weight on the shoulders of Josh Allen. They're never going to win. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You have got to spread it around if you really want to win championships. All right, that's enough on Dak Prescott. We got a good season coming up. Ready to see what Dak does this season. All right, let's move over here. Last segment of the day, and it is a great segment. Great segment. Now I give you, Cowboys fans, the best plays of the day. Best plays of the day. First up, courtesy of Nick Harris. I was happy to see this. I was happy to see that Jalen Thompson is on the doggone field. Jalen Thompson is on the field. And it looks like he's moving pretty good. Look like he's moving pretty good. Jalen Thompson on the field. Participating in drills.
Practice. Practice.
Yeah, Jalen Thompson. Good. Good to see him in the field. Like he's moving pretty good. Next up, Schotty today was not happy at practice. Schotty lost his mind at practice today, guys. Made the Cowboys restart the practice. The fans absolutely loved it. This was courtesy of Nick Harris. Appreciate that. Yep, but the Cowboys had to restart that practice today, man. Schotty was hot. All right. Next up, now let's get to the plays of the day. Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. I'm telling you, man, that defense was battling today, though. Got to give them credit. Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. Yep. Nice. On the rollout. Nice. Nice play by CeeDee Lamb. Look at the meme. Oh, man. All right. Another pass to CeeDee Lamb. It's the same one. Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Next up, another play to CeeDee Lamb. Look like a screen play right here. Quarterback screen. All right. Like that. All right, next up. Another pass to Lamb. Nice one right here. Woo, man. That was crazy work right there, bro. Crazy work. Crazy. Ball placement crazy, bro. Nice. I got you, Demetrius Noel. All right, let's see. Next up. Dak to CeeDee Lamb. Again, that ball placement was crazy by Dak Prescott. All right. Another pass, Dak to CD. This was a great play. I can't remember who this was. CeeDee Lamb again. Nice pass by Dak. Nice. All right, next up, I'm not sure who this was. This is from Nick Harris. Oh, this is Phil Maffa. Check him out. Phil Maffa. This guy's gonna do some damage this year, man. Phil Maffa. Oh! Phil! Phil! I see you, Phil. I see you, Phil. I'm telling you now, Schotty like big backs. Phil Maffa is paying. Think what, 235? It's hard to get a lot bigger than that. All right, man. Hey, let me tell you something. Joe Milton, man. Joe Milton has thrown a couple of passes this year, bro. Check out Milton. Look at this. Oh, nice ball placement, man. That was a nice throw by Milton. Let's see that again. That was a nice throw. I want to see what Milton looks like against the Rams this year. Nice little throw there by Milton. And of course, his signature. One thing about Milton, you can book it. Milton is going deep. He is going to go deep. His specialty is the deep ball. That one was short. I'm surprised. I think he tried to put some touch on it. But normally Milton would have already had that in the back of the end zone. So equated into a drop. And this is what I was telling y'all about Marquez Valdez Scantling. Joe Milton tried to hit Scantling, and this was a very good pass. Check out Scantling. What the? Come on, Scantling. I'm sorry. I can't depend on Scantling, man. We're going to see if he make this squad, but I can't do it. All right, we got Kenny Clark. See if you can see Kenny Clark in here. I see Big Q. Yep. Yeah, you was stopped already back there by Kenny, bruh. You was already stopped. That was courtesy of Patrick Walker. You can always tell the Patrick Walker clips there in slow motion. Appreciate that. Jordan Hudson, this is right here. Sam Howell to Jordan Hudson. Nice little throw. Nice little throw. Yep, nice little throw there. Next up, we got Brevin Spanford. This is courtesy of CJ Walker. Patrick Walker. Nice. Nice. Oh, I see Spanford right there. I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, that was nice by Spanford. Yeah, he sold that real well. Sold a little out route there, then turned back in. LT Overton. LT Overton sighting. Yep, LT Overton on the stop. You can't see him in there, but it's LT in there. Man, I tell you, this defense been battling. They've been battling, man. I give them credit. They have been battling. I give them credit. All right, Kavontae Turpin. Turp doing his thing. Joe Milton to Turpin. Oh, you can forget about it. Yeah, little Turp. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Turp. Catherine and the kids have a good night. Yeah, Turp, man. Little Turp, he tough. Got Josh Butler with a pass breakup. Good to see him back out on the field. And that's the one actually Joe Milton underthrew. But I'm glad to see that Butler was able to stay in phase with him. Might see Butler on the field some this year. We'll see. All right, next up. Courtesy of Nick Harris. George Pickens. George Pickens is having the heck of a camp, guys. Oh! Don't feel bad, bro. He does it to everybody, man. He does it to everybody, man. Took that ball right out of Savon Revel Jr. hands. Whoop! I love it. Don't feel bad, bro. He does this to everybody. There's nothing you can do. That's all I can say. There's nothing you can do when Dak and GP come for you. It's nothing you can do. All right. This is courtesy of Nick Harris. Got a little of the Marion Overshown action in here. Glad he was back on the field today after having a sore leg a couple of days ago. Oh, sorry about that. All right, let's try it again here. Okay, I see. Okay, this is Overshown here in the middle. Let's see where he is here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Try to punch that out. I see you. All right, next up, Caleb Downs. On CeeDee Lamb. Ripped it away at the end. Yep, ripped it away. Nice. Man, I tell you what, man, these boys out here challenging these they challenging CeeDee Lamb and Pickens as much as they possibly can. I mean, yeah, nice to see that, Downs. Nice to see that. Downs with the PBU. Next up, Ryan Flanoy, courtesy of Patrick Walker. Ryan Flanoy, in breaking route. Oh, in then out. Oh, nice route flow. Nice, nice, nice. I like that right there. Let's show that one more time. Hold on, I'm sorry, hold on. I like this route. In, Downs goes backwards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice right there. That's nice right there, bro. That's nice. All right. Next up, Ferg versus D Winters. I think this is what they said this was. Ooh, got you, D. Got you, D Winters. Ain't nothing you can do there, bro. I want to see more of this from Flo. I want to see Flo get downfield more. I mean, I'm sorry, Ferg. I want to see Ferg get downfield more. I want to see it all on the 3 and 4 yard routes this year. Nice little route there by Ferg. This is from a different angle, courtesy of John Machota. I like this by Ferg right here. Nice. It's over. It's over, D. Touchdown, bro. It's over. Dak to Ferg up the middle. Once again. This is a little play look like they're trying to put in for Ferg. It was a pitch to Ferg up the middle. You see that? I don't know if I want to see stuff like that, but hey, if it works, it works. Ferg in the run game now. Okay. I see a little trickery there. All right. This is Marquise Bell. Pass break up, I think, on CeeDee Lamb. Marquise Bell. Yeah, Dak might have forced that one a little bit. Yeah. Yep, Dak might have forced that one a little bit. Nah, you ain't getting that one, bro. Especially if you're gonna throw it on the inside. But that's why it's called practice. All right. Joseph Hoyt. Savon Revel Jr. Nice. Ooh. Nice. Nice, Savon Revel Jr. Nice. Nice. All right. Otito Ogbonnia. Also with a pass knockdown. Otito Ogbonnia. Look at this. See if we can see that one more time. Otito Ogbonnia. Otito. I think that play was broke anyway. All right. Another Ryan Flanoy. Ryan Flanoy's in for a great season. Dak. Oh, yes. Again. Yep. Like that. Yep. Flo, looking good, man. Looking good. Yeah, Ryan Flanoy looking good. This play here is a guy named Camden Brown. Touchdown. That was nice, too. Sam Howell. Can't really see it. A little bit of a push off, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if this is another angle. But this was his second touchdown of the day, courtesy of Nick Harris. All right, better angle here. Look at that. Oh, nice. 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 Yeah, nice. Nice there. All right. Cooper Beebe and Quinn. Courtesy of Patrick Walker, I think. Oh, they put that double team on Q. And still got in there. Still got in there. Double team Q. Q still got in there, man. I see you, Q. All right. And then, of course, you can't have a highlight day without Jaden Blue. Now, this is a blown coverage here, guys. Check this out. Blown coverage. Now, it looks like, too, though, Dak Prescott was probably sacked. Who was that 53? Not familiar with the number. But I think Dak might have been sacked right there. And knowing Dak, he probably just would have stepped to the side, so I'm not sure. But for whatever reason, Jaden Blue was over there by himself. I don't know how that happens, but Jaden Blue is by himself. I bet you Christian Parker had a fit. All right. Then we got Jaden Blue on the run. Nicole Hutchinson. Jaden Blue on the run. Yeah, he would have been knocked down way back there, though. But I definitely like the quickness of Jaden Blue. Quick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see him play this year. All right, then the last play of the day, and I think this was actually might have been the last play of practice. Yeah, by Patrick Walker. Darian Kendrick, pass breakup. I'm very interested to see Kendrick in the preseason. PBU, Kendrick. Nice. 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 All right. And those were your plays of the day. Those were the plays of the day. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. I'm telling you now, if Demario and Overshown is healthy, Cowboys defense is going to be incredible. Yeah, going to be incredible. And again, I see y'all kind of talking about the hit, I guess, with Kirk Cousins and Maxx Crosby. I don't have a problem. My issue with Maxx Crosby is this simple. Maxx Crosby has been in this league too long to know. Maxx Crosby has been in the league too long to be hitting a quarterback. Bottom line, Maxx Crosby knows better. And this makes me think again as we talk about Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby, there's something up here. Why would Maxx Crosby do that? Why in the world would Maxx Crosby do that? Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, it's probably something back there. Appreciate that, Doomsday. But again, Not really worried about it at this time. We're going to see how the Raiders work that out. We'll see what the shakedown is of that. But nevertheless, I don't see Maxx Crosby coming to the Cowboys anytime soon. But I don't think that's a way. If he's trying to get out of the Raiders, don't get out of the Raiders like that. That's just poor sportsmanship. Everybody know you don't hit the quarterback. But again, man, I hope y'all enjoyed today. It looks like the Cowboys will be back on the field tomorrow. So I'll be back on this tomorrow when I get out of Warship, and I'll be giving y'all the best plays of the day, the interviews, and whatever else comes down with the Cowboys. So, man, I'm looking forward to a great season. I think Tuesday is going to tell us a few things that we've been wanting to know. So, again, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this Saturday night. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.